I'm raring to go.
Wow, that was groovy, man.
That's some hairdo.
Groovy. Hey, everybody, this is Johnny Beane. It's 5:25 p.m. California time, 8:25 New York time. David Nesdall is here in the purple. There he is.
What's going on?
And Jonathan Mancuda. Hey,
Back
man.
from Comic-Con, wearing pink.
Wow, awesome, man. Awesome. How was that? I saw a bunch of your posts on Facebook, the pictures and stuff, and it looked like you had an amazing time.
I had a terrific time. For those of you that did not follow me on Facebook, after the show, go on Facebook. I post a lot of photos, a lot of stuff from some of the parties I went to the Entertainment Weekly party, the fandom party, all the celeb parties, and a lot of cool photos. Met a lot of neat people, and they're all fans of Johnny Beane. So
that's cool. Wow, it's July 23rd, by the way, 2019, and it's Tuesday.
Tech more on Tuesday.
Yeah. Yesterday was weird, man. Or yesterday, I don't know. I woke up today thinking today was Monday, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get ready for the show. I mean, this is this morning, and I thought, no, I don't. It's Monday. And then I looked at the date or the time or whatever that thing is, and it said Tuesday. I'm like, oh man. So, yeah. So cool. Comic-Con was this weekend. The NAMM show was this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I guess. Although nobody goes Sunday. Sunday, everybody's going home.
What, Comic-Con?
NAMM.
Well, no, I don't think it is Sunday.
Okay.
I think it's just Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't think there is a NAMM on Sunday.
For Summer NAMM?
Yeah, Summer NAMM, there is no Sunday, I don't think. Just
I'm
Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I'm surprised if anyone goes on any days to Summer NAMM.
It's pretty big, even though it's not as big as Anaheim.
I just can't respect Summer NAMM. I mean, nothing really big goes on there,
It was a pretty big EVH summer.
Mm-hmm.
The guitar they introduced?
They introduced a few guitars, and some amps.
Mm-hmm. There's big announcements. I think what John is saying, though, like there's no like huge like mega shows or parties. I think.
I mean that's all winter now.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Tech More on Tuesdays is brought to you by Urine, a bottle of urine. Do you good. Drink your urine.
Just make sure it's yours.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, we got 61 people in here, you guys.
That's not bad for a start.
Wow. Bozique. Fender screwed up royally. Why do you put out a modeling twin reverb?
I don't know why anyone. Well, I don't know why any major companies put out modeling amps these days. It's just
because if not, Line 6 will go out of business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. You can't beat a real amp. I mean, I've tried a lot of that stuff, the modeling stuff, and a lot of it's good. It can be good for throwing down some tracks real quick, or
it's good for practice,
or a
doorstop.
For that.
Oh yeah, or throwing it off like a big cliff, and it hits the coyote on the bottom. You just got to write anvil on it.
If you really have to trash a hotel room, a modeling amp will go out the window so well into a pool below. So it gives you that opportunity.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Acme Anvil.
A lot of questions in the chat already.
Wow. I'm not totally against modeling amps. I think they're great for what they are, but there's nothing like the power and the feel of a real amplifier, a real tube amplifier.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Joe Hervey, yes, I have played a PV Viper amp. They sound good, but once you play tube amps, you don't want to play that stuff anymore.
I mean, I own a Viper amp. I have one of those modeling amps in my parents' house, but it's a spare amp. It's not going to compete with my Marshall Silver Anniversary. And ironically, my favorite amp is actually a solid state amp. I love the old GK ML250. That's my like go-to personal favorite 80s tone. As crazy as that sounds, nothing against, classic Marshall tubes, but I don't know, man. I just can't get behind a lot of the, something like the Viper. It's fun, but it's like a filler,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a bedroom amp, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. It's not something you take out and play on a stage.
No.
Hmm.
I wouldn't take any solid state amp on stage unless it's like a fractal audio or a Kemper, which goes right into the PA system, and then it's fine. Those things are fine. But
CC DeVille used to play the old crate amps, which was solid state. He liked those on stage.
That's too bad. Now I know why he had horrible tone.
I like his tone.
Yeah, well, then you have no ears.
Listen, Poison did a lot of stuff I liked in the 80s. CC DeVille gets such a bad rap, I mean, I get it. The guy dressed in drag and a lot of makeup.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the way he looked. I don't care.
No. That's what he took a ribbing for.
Look, this is CC DeVille. Cool songs.
Tons of that he wrote.
Let me say what I got to say.
Okay.
Awesome, very cool guitars. Very bad vibrato. Not the greatest tone. Okay player. Bad vibrato. Not great tone. Those are the two bad things. But the songs were good and the guitars looked fantastic. I don't care what the band looked like. Every band looked like that in 86. They all took after Motley Crue.
Well, hold on. Motley Crue and Poison kind of did that glam thing, but Poison really, you looked at that cover of Open Up. No, I'm sorry. What was the first one? Look What the Cat Dragged In. And
they look like women.
Yeah, you looked at it and you're like, wow, those are 4 really hot chicks. And then you're like, wait a minute, those are 4 Adam's apples. Yeah. But he took a bad rap for that initially. He's actually a really good player, great writer, melodic songs, and you can't argue with success.
Yeah. And what makes the tone bad? I mean,
it's very buzzsaw. It's
does it fit the recordings though?
I loved it.
I mean, when you listen to those recordings, does it just totally stick out as being bad?
Well, let me tell you something. I like Poison better with Richie Kotzen in it. I think his tone was fantastic. His tone. Listen, no matter what he did with the bass player's wife, I don't really care. But his tone was fantastic.
I didn't like
the band sounded much better with Richie Kotzen than they did with CC. They just did.
Jared Frost in the chat says CC's tone was terrible, but I also hate Randy Rhoads' tone. What the fuck?
No, I gotta agree. The tone, Randy Rhoads' tone was a Marshall with a Distortion Plus MXR, and that was also not great sound. What they made, they made it work. And again, with Poison, with CC DeVille, it worked in Poison, but I wouldn't want to play with that tone. That tone was not good.
But like what Mancuda said, though, you can't argue with their success.
Yeah, but
either band, if CC's tone was different, it might not have been exactly.
I disagree with you. I think that they had great catchy songs, and no matter what tone, it would have been fine. They would have still made it big.
Are you talking about the tone on the records though?
Talking about just the guitar tone
even
on the records.
Live.
Both.
It was unique.
I'm talking about the guitar tone. That's it.
The
records sounded great. The mixes were great. It wasn't a bad mix. It was bad guitar sound, and the fact that CC has horrible vibrato. Vibrato.
What makes it horrible?
But when it sounds like this, that's horrible.
But some of us liked it.
Well, then if you want to be like a 10-year-old,
no, don't say it. You've said that before.
Yeah.
I would rather be the success of CC DeVille than have a
We're not talking
better
about
guitar.
success. We're
Huh?
not. I'm not talking about success. I am just talking about his guitar tone. I'm not talking about the success of the band. I'm not talking about how much money he made. I'm talking about just the guitar tone.
But
It's two different things.
I remember watching those videos, you know, back in the day,
I'm
and
very proud of you.
the vibrato actually added to the character.
That's what I think.
It was like a character of like the video and the look, you
But
know.
that's it.
Okay.
That's it. And again, it's unique. It was him. That's exactly what his shtick was. And maybe it's not for everybody. It's not like a rich, deep, wonderful Steve Vai tone. But you know what? For him and for his character and for his style of music, it worked. And I dug it. And
All right. Everybody in the chat, what is your opinion? We'd like to know. Not and the only opinion I have, the only thing I'd like to talk about is CC DeVille's guitar tone, not whether or not you like Poison, not whether their songs sucked or they were great, not if anyone else was good, just CC DeVille's guitar tone.
Who was the
what
hottest?
do you think of it?
Citizen Kane says CC's laughing all the way to the bank. Fruitcake Tony makes a great point. Thank God Slash didn't join Poison. He was up for that gig. Think about that.
Wow.
What a different band that would have been and Guns N' Roses would have been.
Speaking of Slash, isn't today his birthday?
Is it?
Yes.
Is that today? FU Tone posted pictures with him and Slash together saying happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Was that today?
Yeah. Bam Mozzie says CC was Poison, but Native Tongue was a great album. And I agree. Native Tongue wasn't necessarily a Poison album, even though it was Poison. It was a great album, and it sounded great. But
Charles Green likes his tone. Chris Bevan from a BC Rich Fiddle, not bad. BC Rich's Rule, what are you talking about? The old ones, the American-made ones? Fan-fucking-tastic guitars. Let's see. Kevin Landroff says, I thought his tone was best on Open Up and Say Ah. This is interesting. Jason McNamara, I'm far from a CC fan, but his tone was a character in the songs, just as Shaggy is a character on Scooby-Doo. Remove his tone, and they would not have been the same band. That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. That vibrato, it added to like a quirkiness, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what. You guys can go like him all you like. I still don't like it.
Well, I didn't say I liked him.
That's what makes America great. The variety of I like him and I don't like him. It's all good.
And it's not that I don't like him as a person. It's not that I don't like the guitars he played, because I thought he played awesome, cool guitars. Even the ridiculous looking BC Rich guitars, they were cool too. Well, they're cool. They're cool guitars. They are. Would I own one of those funny looking ones? No, I wouldn't. But I certainly want to own a Gunslinger, and I'd like to own an ST3, and I'd like to own an Eagle. You know, those three guitars I think are the coolest guitars that BC Rich ever put out. But I'm just talking about his sound. His sound sounded very thin to me, and his vibrato was horrible. And it was like he was a little bit better than Ace Frehley. I think he was going for the Ace Frehley thing. I really do. I really think a lot of his licks were Ace Frehley-like, but a little bit better, a little bit more intricate, but not much.
I think he was way more intricate than Ace Frehley. I mean, Ace, obviously was Kiss. He's a great player. But CC was, again, he was just a fast, fun player. He was the right player for that era.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Let's see. CC was just doing CC, Citizen Kane says. That's a great point, man. He was just his own sound, his own personality.
Okay. I never said that he was trying to cop anyone else's licks. I just said that Well, actually, I did. I said that he was doing the Ace Frehley thing, but still, I know it sounds like CC. When you hear it, when you listen to CC, you know it's CC,
Absolutely.
That's kind of cool. But his technique was pretty bad as far as 80s rock guitar players go. And his basically his sound and his vibrato were not great. Other than that, he was a good player. He didn't play really any bad notes. You know, his note choices were fine. He just I don't know.
Jason McNamara brought up a good point that CC did the solo on Cherry Pie. That's another one.
He did?
Yeah, that was him.
Huh.
Dave's like, but that solo was amazing.
Yeah,
The vibrato on that solo.
No, I never said that. I never said that. I didn't know it was him, but I don't really like Warrant either.
The right hand, watching that music video.
Although both guitar players in Warrant were good, I didn't really like their tone either. It was very processed, like too processed.
But again, for the time, that was the style of music.
But I didn't like it back then either. I didn't like it.
That was the sound. That was the way records sounded as well.
I don't know. I don't think Steve Vai and Eddie Van Halen sounded like that.
Well,
I don't think John Sykes sounded like that. He was a major player in the 80s. He had Blue Murder. He was still in Whitesnake.
But they're not all going to sound alike. You're taking, bands like Warrant and Poison and Winger and Bon Jovi and Dokken, even Lynch. I mean, as technical player as he is, he still had an 80s sound.
Yes, it was all 80s sound. But on the flip side of it, Paul Gilbert sounded amazing. He used an 88 preamp. He was all digital back then, and he sounded amazing. His tone was great. His technique was great. Still is. It was a very similar sound, but he sounded great doing it.
But honestly, and again, nothing against Paul Gilbert. Love his tone, love his sound, love a lot of his songs. Into the Night's fantastic. How successful was he comparative to Poison, to Warrant?
I think they made it. Mr. Big was huge. They had two. No, not comparably. They didn't have as many singles. They didn't have as many number one songs, but they had.
That's what I'm saying.
They had two number one songs, and two is better than none.
Mm-hmm.
No, look, I'm not taking it away from them that he was good, but Racer X was Racer X. You wouldn't see Poison in Racer X.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about Racer X. I'm talking about Mr. Big.
Even Mr. Big. Mr. Big wasn't filling the same audiences that Warrant was, that Crew was, that Poison was. Mick Mars wasn't a big technical player, but he was the player of Motley Crue. And again, a very mid-range tone. But
that's a different. No. Totally different tone than CC DeVille.
Absolutely.
Sounded like a tube amp. Sounded like a big sound. They had too much distortion on it, I think, from pedals. But and I still think Mick Mars is a better player and was a better player than CC. Just not much better, but better.
The bottom line was, if you wanted to get laid, go to a Poison concert. There will be so many hot girls at a Poison concert that there will not be at Mr. Big's concert.
Yeah, but first you'd have to tell them you were with the band before you could get laid. Because they just want to be with the band.
Bullshit. That's all I'm saying. Bullshit.
Mr. Big was bigger than all of them in Japan.
Oh yeah. Biggest band in Japan. Them and Cheap Trick.
I guarantee, though, if you went to a Mr. Big concert, you would not find as many hot girls as at a Poison concert.
I beg to differ with you.
Oh, come on. I wish we had more girls.
No, I know you're right about that. I'm just playing the other side for the whole thing. I don't disagree with you about the women. I don't disagree with you that Poison had a lot of hits, and there were good songs.
There were great songs.
I just think that they were a mediocre band, and I think that his tone was horrible. That's all. Other than that, I lived through it just like you did.
We agree to disagree, bro.
Okay, I don't mind that.
And that's fair.
I'm
And
not trying to.
fair.
I'm not trying to make you agree with me. I'm just telling you how I feel about it.
No, and that's fair. And we agree to disagree. And I'm just looking.
And again,
I've been with Mr. Big.
And again, that all being said,
that's something different.
That all being said, I still love CC's guitars. His guitars were awesome. They were cool as hell.
Oh, listen, the 80s was a great time for guitars, and that's why I love that stuff.
Mm-hmm. He had the coolest guitars, I think, out of Warrant. All those guys had different graphic guitars. I think
love those 80s graphics.
CC had the coolest.
I kind of think George Lynch had the coolest graphic guitars.
As I
him and Warren DeMartini both had the coolest graphic guitars.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, his were serious graphics. The other guys, they had graphics that had Trojan condoms and just weird random. John, you know what I'm talking about.
I own these fucking guitars.
Yeah, just random stuff,
And the guitar player from Enough's Enough also had the coolest guitars.
Oh yeah. No, he absolutely did. I'm in line to get 2 of his guitars.
And they had great songs.
Huh?
They had great songs. I'm surprised they weren't bigger than they were because their songs were great. The singer, he had such a niche because his voice was so weird but so good. It was like
Enough was underrated. They came late.
Yeah,
they came late. They were underrated.
Yep, exactly. They were a great band, a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah, but they were like really good musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Fly High Michelle was a great song.
My favorite song from them.
My favorite is Strength, the title song from that album, because the singer's just throwing so much passion behind the vocals. If you guys have ever heard Enough's Enough Strength album, which I think was their second album, I think it's their second one. Mm-hmm. Just the vocals behind it, you can hear he's kind of like emotionally retching, and it shows in the vocals. He did it really good.
Mm-hmm. Joe Hervey, Jay is on location at the moment.
Jay got stuck at Summer NAMM. He didn't realize it was over. He thought it was this week.
He went on Sunday and got locked in.
That's right. He'll be reporting from the helicopter from News 12.
This is Jay Hannon speaking. We got a sighting at NAMM. There's about 40 people here. I can't see anything to say anything interesting, but we have those people outside that say you're going to hell if you don't come to Jesus. I see them.
Yeah, those guys, they won't let you cross the street. Those guys.
Yeah, I got a lot of people in the chat that were asking about Comic-Con. Yeah, so I did Comic-Con with a vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
I go over there. Comic-Con for me is like a big deal because I'm a big comic book fan, and as an actor, I go there and I see all the studios, and of course, I'm like trying to network for work and stuff like that. And then there's just those parties. There's the Entertainment Weekly party and Fandom party and the Warner Brothers party, and then after parties and hidden parties and little niche parties, and there's just parties constantly. And you never know who's going to show up at these parties. I mean, Entertainment Weekly party, that's like the hardest one to get in because every celebrity's there. And I have this thing, I'm very, very bad at recognizing other actors. So I'm standing next to this guy and someone comes up to me and is like, John, you should really talk to him. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Who is he? Yeah, he's the president of Marvel Studios. Okay. Yeah, I'll go talk to him. And and I'm sitting there talking to him, and I'm thinking, what do I even talk to this guy about? Congratulations on the new Black Widow movie, and I love Guardians of the Galaxy. And we talked about, comic stuff for a few minutes, but like everyone's like, did he give you a role? It's like, you don't just walk up to the president of Marvel Studios and he's not just going to say, you would be a good Vindicator in the next Alpha Flight movie. Give me your card. I want to cast you. It doesn't work that way. You're at a party. You want to talk, be friendly and everything, but they're not going to, start spitting out roles and stuff, Oh, my God. There he goes. Look at him. He's fun.
I'm here.
No, we just saw you wheeling away like a cyborg. I must get to exterminate. You're like a Doctor Who Dalek. Just
man, yours is crazy.
Away. Exterminate.
Yours is a crazy man.
Man.
Yeah, some Dave dude says YNT. Gotta love Dave Manchetti.
Oh yeah. But they weren't at Comic-Con. Let's see.
Were there any weeping angels at Comic-Con?
Everyone shows up in costume on Saturday. I mean, I saw like 100 Deadpools, 1,000 Harley Quinns and Jokers. And then you get these creative people that like mix things, which are kind of fun. So you have like Boba Fett mixed with Cinderella. So it's like, Boba Fett in a dress or something, And I like to go around Comic-Con pranking. Like, if you go on my Facebook page, go after the show. It's Jonathan Mancuda, Mankuta, on Facebook. And you'll see a lot of photos I posted just randomly in the hallway. So there was a guy looking up at an Ultimate Warrior statue, and he's like, he was the greatest wrestler ever. And I was like, could you excuse me for a second? I just want to get next to him. And the kid stepped aside for a second. I just dropped to my knees and pretended I was blowing the statue. And there's a photo of him with his face just like, because I just asked him to move out of the way. I do shit like that. It's like, could you just, hold your, your Greedo doll looking like he's dead? It's a baby Greedo. Yes. Could you make him hold him like he's stillborn or, and then I just shoot at him and take a photo and, stuff like that. I love little pranks at Comic-Con.
Who went with you, by the way?
Let's see. My buddy Pete, my buddy Chad, my buddy Mike. I mean, I know a lot of entertainment people out there. My buddy Carlos, my buddy Brent, who's in the media. I mean, I know a lot of people in the entertainment business out there that'll see at parties and stuff. Like, and then you meet people. I met Seth MacFarlane there.
Saw the picture. Very cool.
It's like, I don't realize who I'm standing next to. I'm that type of idiot. It's like, they'll say, oh, yeah, hey, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? And someone whispers to me, it's like, he's on Orville. He's on Orville. You watch Orville. I'm like, oh, yeah. I don't realize it. Or I'm talking to a guy and I'm thinking, where do I know this kid from? Where do I know this kid from? Oh, right. You're on Goldberg's. It's like, I'm such a buffoon in that line, and it's like,
John, he was the main character in Lost.
Yeah. I know. No, that actually happened once. It's like someone said, I was doing background work on Saturday Night Live years ago, and someone said, hey, the guest is Eric McCormick. Don't you know him? And I'm like, Eric McCormick, I don't think I do know him. No, you do know him. You've worked with him. Eric, I don't think I have. It's like, weren't you on Will and Grace one episode? I said, yeah. He's Will. Oh, and not only did I know him from there, I sat with him at a charity event. So I really knew the guy, and it's like, I don't know. I'm that dumb. That's who I am. I'm that dumb. I'm like the industry buffoon, the lackey, the jester.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That drinks pee.
I'm drinking pee.
Man.
It's like that Cheech and Chong movie, remember? He's like, oh man, give me something to drink. He starts drinking his urine specimen. Hey man, you're drinking pee.
All right, I have to say one thing.
God.
We've been on for approximately 55 minutes, and not one F-bomb has passed your lips.
I know, and I'm trying, you know.
That's pretty good.
I usually count down the first 60 seconds of a broadcast so that I can drop F-bombs and talk about dildos and fleshlights and, you know, all sorts of stuff. But I don't know. Today I have so much on my mind, so much to say about Comic-Con and, you know, my own self-criticism that I haven't dropped an F-bomb yet.
I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, no. It's like a 12-step program, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But look, I mean, the thing I like about Comic-Con is, you know, I have a lot of fan base there because, you know, Hollywood Treasure was on Sci-Fi, and those people there. There's Lost fans there. There's Veep fans there. A lot of things I've done, and being known as a really big comic book and art collector, you know, I have a lot of people there, a lot of fans, a lot of friends, a lot of people I've done business with. You know, I sat at the party. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, that's John Cryer." That's John. I'm like, I got to talk to him about comic book art, you know? And we sat there talking about, you know, comic book pages we both like, and Jack Kirby and Commandy and the New Gods and Galactus. And, you know, we're both geeking out. And everyone's like, "Oh my God, I want a photo with John Cryer." It's like, you don't usually do that at those parties because it's kind of like a casual, you know, peer event rather than a fan actor event, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, I can't resist sometimes. It's like, hey, if we're hanging out a while, you do take photos at a party of who you're hanging with, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like can I get a picture from my Instagram? You know?
Yeah, no,
Like
you know,
on the way out, you know.
Seth MacFarlane and I were like joking around a little bit, and like, you know, he'd say something witty, I'd say something witty. We were kind of cracking each other up a little bit, you know. And then someone's like, "You guys should take a photo together." All right, yeah, it's cool. So we took a photo, and you know, that was all cool. And then we're back to talking, and then like two other people like, "Can we get photos? Can my wife get between you?" And I said yes, and he said no. And then his handler, who was there, said kind of, "Yeah, we don't want to start into the photo thing," and you know. So I was like, "All right, I'll take a photo with your wife," you know. And the wife's like, "All right, I guess I'll take a photo with this idiot." I was just being polite, you know. "Yeah, I'll take a photo with the Veep guy." All right, you know. You know, and then there was like controversy on the red carpet because at the fandom party, I'm going down the red carpet and I get to the middle and someone says, "Hey, move your scarf." And I had a shirt that said Frankenhooker. It's let's see. Do I have that here? Let's see. I thought I had it here. I do. No. Oh wait. No. Yeah. Okay. I had a shirt that said Frankenhooker. So like I opened the shirt and people were taking photos of this, which is pretty cool. You don't see that on a red carpet usually. So I had to kind of go back because the other people were like, hey, we want to take a photo of you in that shirt. Okay. So that was fun. And then I made a mistake at the Entertainment Weekly party. And that's like the biggest red carpet. That's like the one you have every celebrity there. And it's like, to get on that list, it's like, all right, you know, I'm here at the EW party. This is my third year in a row. I'm making network with like, you know, owners of like Paramount and owners of Warner Brothers. It's like, you know, I'm schmoozing with these people. This is cool. Well, I made a little faux pas on the red carpet. I had a sign that I thought would be kind of funny. It said, John says, "Go Team Veep 2019 Emmys, fuck Trump." And they started taking photos, and then I put up the sign, and a few people were like, "Oh." And then, you know, and you saw like, you know, some people are like, you know, and the handler comes over and like, "Excuse me, could you put the sign down? We don't want to do political statements here," and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, you know, regardless of your political stance, it's, you know, I'm representing Veep, and that's their stance. So that's kind of why I wanted to say it. And, you know, it caused a little bit of a slap on my wrist.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jared Frost asked if I'm looking to get any guitars, what guitars I'm getting next. There's 3 coming, Jared.
Ew.
3 guitars coming.
Ew.
Oh,
Is that a bone caster, a load caster, and a wang caster? My guitars are coming. Ugh.
oh.
That's the noise I made.
Mm-hmm.
That's Johnny's ringtone. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, that's my ringtone for Nesdal. So he hears that, and it reminds him not to pick it up.
Oh, Jesus.
He's like, oh, it's Johnny. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So what? So you got 3 guitars coming? Oh, you don't want to say though.
Well, I'll give you all. I'll give you all some musical hints without actually playing songs that'll get us in trouble.
It won't get you in trouble. It'll just charge Johnny money.
No, they won't. The first song, I'm only going to give you three bars. That's the only. The second guitar will be.
You know what that is?
That's too much of it.
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so.
I knew what it was.
Oh well,
I know
that's
it
too
is.
bad.
I
And
name both those tunes.
And the third would be.
Oh, okay.
So take your guesses
In the chat.
in the chat. Take your guesses.
I know what all 3 are.
Well, yes, but you have to guess which guitars they are, not just the bands they represent, but which guitars.
Well, guess in the chat. Guess the song. Guess the bands. Guess the songs. Guess the. You mean the model guitars?
Yeah, which guitars I'm getting.
I stick with the Wangcaster. I think that's.
David Ennis. David Ennis, thank you so much, man. It looks like I'll have an unboxing next Tuesday.
Of Dave's guitars?
No.
Of a David Ennis guitar.
Oh, okay.
I've got an air guitar right here. I could play. I could do this. Oh, ouch. So how was Comic-Con?
You know what party I missed because one of my friends didn't want to go. The guy who draws all the Iron Maiden artwork, Eddie. You know, all the Eddie designs. I forgot the artist's name. He was having an after party, but one of my friends was like, "No, I don't want to go to that one. I want to go to this one." So okay, so we went to a different one. But I was thinking, I was like, you know, I want to stay with my crowd, my little posse there. But like, I was like, you know, we could go over here, and you know, they're like, well, that's a cash and carry bar. They just have free food. This is an open bar, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right, I guess, you know. But that guy's giving free sketches of Eddie. Who the fuck? That I don't like Iron Maiden, but I do. Yeah. So I didn't get an Eddie sketch.
Bozique says, Bozique asks if I'm getting one of the expensive Bumblebee replicas. I don't have that much money. Sorry. No, I'm not going to. And if I did, I wouldn't buy a $20,000 guitar like that. Not today. Not these days.
They're cool, though. Very cool. I heard they're all sold out, too.
Yeah, they are all sold out. That's fine and dandy. But I can make one for, $1,500 with all the same parts on it.
Shout out to Brett McCord. I just love when someone highlights my name and I'm like, oh, I see you now.
Oh, and there's me. Hey, Brett McCord. I'm not signed in though, so I actually don't see it. It's not. What mouse am I? I need to sign. How come I'm not signed in?
By the way, I apologize today if I haven't paid enough attention to the chat. I have so much to ramble about in my own stupidity.
Rando, no, no, and no.
Dave, will you blow me? That's a no. Dave, do you like women? That's a no.
And will you ever meet Johnny Beane in person?
Eduardo, no.
One day, like, you know, the four of us will be like in one place at one time, and I'm just thinking, like, you know, we'll do a live broadcast all in one row, like a normal radio show, you know, like at one table with mics.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool. Like if we were all in the same room with a table of mics, and yes, like we were having right.
Like a regular studio, like a regular
exactly like the NFL Today or whatever the hell it's called, you know, where all the broadcasters talking. Yeah, I think that's cool.
That'd be really fun. This is Jay Hannon for Kiesel. By the way, do you think like Jay was on his way to the broadcast today and a white van ran up and like threw a pillowcase over his head and dragged him into a van and, you know, motherfucker, talk about Kiesel guitars, you son of a bitch, we'll fuck you up. When you ever talk about Jeff Kiesel?
And it was a salmon pink van.
That's so funny. Soda, you have the right people, but the wrong guitars.
Yeah, you want to see pink? We'll slap you until your face is fucking pink. Don't mention Jeff Kiesel. That's really funny. It would be what was it I was saying at the fandom party on the red carpet? They're like, yeah, you were doing interviews. Yes, I was doing interviews. What'd they ask? You know, John, is there any situation with Jeff Kiesel getting resolved? How is Jay Hannon? Did you find that that the tone of CC DeVille was actually good for the 80s?
Uh-huh. Oh, and does Nesdal
dating Meryl Streep?
Is it true that Nesdal eats during shows?
Yeah, right.
That was the other one. I saw that.
That was the other fun thing. I just love that. No, they ask you a lot of weird questions because you get. Here's the thing: you go on the red carpet, they stamp your hand, they like look up who you are. They're like, okay, you're on the interview list. So then you kind of get your photos done. You get toward the second half of the carpet, and there's a lot of interviews waiting for you, and you just kind of do, you know, this one's for this magazine, this one's for this podcast, this one's for this. So you get up there, and they're like, so this is the 50th anniversary of Comic-Con. How long have you been coming? Since 93.
All my life.
Great. Did you ever meet Jack Kirby? It's like, you know, I mean, you never know what they're going to ask. So I was like waiting for them to say, you know, is it true that when you pick your nose on the Johnny Beane show, it's staged? Like you're using a stunt nose? No, that's me actually picking my real nose.
Stunt nose.
It's not stunt snot.
It's true that Dave Nesdal eats during the broadcast. I guess I've seen him eat. Is it true that Jeff Kiesel doesn't like the show? Well, I don't know Jeff Kiesel, but I imagine that he probably is not a fan. I mean, we're not a fan of his, right? And you're a big supporter of Kip Winger's album. Yeah, no, we like Kip Winger, but have you ever had him on the show? No. Are you planning to? No. Are you dating anyone right now, John? Not at the moment. No. Are you thinking that, you know, perhaps you're going to hook up with one of the cast of Riverdale? I really didn't have any plans to. I hadn't thought about that. I mean, they just ask these weird off-the-wall questions, you know. And you're wondering, like, do they have these ready to go, or are they coming up with them off their head, you know?
Is there any time that you're going to shut the fuck up?
Yes. Is there any point that Nesdal shuts the fuck up? I don't know. Usually, I don't know. I've never seen him do it.
Superfuzz, you have one guitar correct out of the three. One correct out of the three.
I don't know. What do you guys in the chat think that would have been fun to ask me on the red carpet? What would you guys have asked me if you were interviewing me on one of the the party carpets.
How was it like? What was it like to be the child Monk? You know, the child version of Monk. You ever watch Monk?
No,
with
what is it?
Tony Shalhoub?
No.
Monk, the TV show?
No.
There was an episode where they showed him as a child, and you look like him.
I look like him?
Yeah, you looked like the child version of him. Just go on YouTube and type in child.
Well, hang on.
TV show Monk
Whoa,
child.
hold on. If I go on YouTube and type in child, I think there's got to be like 5 FBI agents at my door.
No,
Hey,
TV
Nakuda,
show.
You have that restraining order.
TV show Monk as a child.
Mm-hmm. Or that was on HBO, right?
No, it was a regular. Well, it was like USA Network. That was.
Oh,
yeah.
So let's see. In the chat, the questions they would ask me. Brendan Buttcheek says, how does Evangeline Lilly smell? Evangeline Lilly was usually sweating around me because we were in the jungles of Hawaii. But she still smelled like rainbows and unicorns. John, did you see the hedgehog? No, I actually was looking for him because I did want to get him on video, like telling Dave, I have nothing against you. I don't know why you're blocked on my Instagram.
Not me. It's Jay. It's not me. It's Jay.
I said Jay.
No, you said Dave.
Did I say Dave?
Yeah.
I meant Jay. Oh, Dave? Yeah, I don't like him at all. He puts my penis to shame.
You won't stop watching my videos.
No, I was looking for Ron Jeremy, and he probably saw me coming and like ducked or something. It's like, it's Mancuda. Come on. No, but I wasn't able to find him. I'll run into him at some point. Let's see. What else do we have in the chat? Jason McNamara. How the hell do you get jobs when you can't remember the real famous people's names? You don't need to remember their names. You just need to work for them. See, I show up on a set, I work, and then I go home. As long as their name is at the bottom of a paycheck, that's the name I need to remember. Let's see. Citizen Kane, they did ask me what projects I was working on. And I said, I have an audition for an animated show that, I couldn't talk about because I didn't actually have the gig. Someone just said, hey, I want you to read for me. But I did talk about the Johnny Beane show. And, of course, they immediately shut the mic off and started walking away. I'm like, no, come here. So I did actually mention that. And there's actually going to be an article in a newspaper called the Palisades Post, which is a Los Angeles local newspaper that quotes a few quotes from me and has some photos. And I do mention the Johnny Beane show in there. So, Johnny Beane, you've arrived. You were mentioned on the red carpet. And, of course, everyone wants it. Who's Johnny Beane? Who's Johnny Beane? Of course, very, very big talk, very big conversation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Is it true Howie is dating Zoe Deschanel?
I wish.
Yeah.
Jim Nicholas asks, whatever became of the Motley Crue Theater of Pain Beretta? Did Mick Mars only have one of those? As far as I know, he only had one, and I think it's in a Hard Rock Cafe.
It is.
Mancuda may know more of that than I do, but there are a lot of replicas out there. I believe Dennis Klein painted that graphic for Mick Mars. And, Dennis Klein owns the right to that graphic, so he has painted a lot of them.
Yeah, and it is in a Hard Rock Cafe. I can vouch for that. The original. And yes, I do have a show and tell guitar tonight, which I will get to. Absolutely. Let's see.
Superfuzz, you are now wrong on all three. You were right on one earlier. You are now wrong on all three.
Some Dave dude wants to know, what was the easiest gal in the Dharma initiative? I mean, I was one of the others, so I wasn't in Dharma. I could tell you a story though. I think I said this on the show. When Bai Ling was on an episode of Lost. Remember Bai Ling, the Asian girl from The Crow? She was like,
I know the name.
she's an Asian actress, and she's on The Crow. She was in the movie The Crow. She was in an episode of Lost where Jack gets his tattoos, and everyone on the set had the same story to tell me about her, that it was very hot during filming, so she would casually take off her shirt when the cameras weren't rolling. So she'd walk around the set topless, and no one knew what to say to her, you know, because everyone's just like, this gorgeous girl is like walking topless around the set. And then she would like hit on like the camera guy and the grip and the gaffer, and she like hooked up with like just a bunch of the crew. It was like, everyone's like, oh man, you should have been on set that day. It was like, everyone was like getting her number, and some guys went home with her. It was like, wow. Bozique wants to know if I saw the Picard trailer. I did see one of them, and I'm very excited because I'm a huge Star Trek fan. And, you know, the thing about it is I've always liked Jean-Luc Picard. I like Discovery too. I think they're doing great. Even though it's not Star Trek, I think Orville is keeping up the spirit of Next Generation. I think they're terrific. But as far as Picard, I'm so jazzed that he's getting his own series, and we get to see more of the character like years later and find out what happened, why he left Starfleet and everything. And yeah, I mean, I'm totally jazzed about that.
I didn't even know he left Starfleet. That's cool. I can't wait for that either. That's going to be the next great Star Trek, I think.
In the trailer, they show him at a vineyard in France, which, you know, they established in the last episode finale of Star Trek Next Generation that he, you know, would be tending a vineyard in France that his family owned for wine. Are we boring you, Dick?
No, I'm just yawning.
Okay,
It just means I need oxygen.
Means you don't like Captain Picard.
No, I do.
No.
You're not boring me. Shut the fuck up.
I'm just kidding. But anyway, in All Good Things, the last episode of Star Trek Next Gen, they did establish that Jean-Luc would be tending this vineyard that his family owned. And here in this trailer, you see him doing it. He apparently left as an admiral. And they're asking, you know, Jean-Luc, why did you leave Starfleet? And he's thinking. And I guess they get into it later. And it leaves you wondering, like, wow, what happened? Was it, you know, was it still remnants of his trauma from being assimilated into the Borg? Was it some other battle? Did someone die? What was it that kind of traumatized him enough to leave Starfleet, especially as an admiral? So, you know, again, it's going to be a great series. I just know it's going to be great. Patrick Stewart's an amazing actor. I'd love to get a role on there. If anyone from casting's watching, I love Star Trek. So even Howie, look at Howie. He's excited. He was like, wait, Star Trek? Picard?
Yeah.
Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Look at that.
Yeah, look, he's all excited.
His head's up.
He perked up.
Just like my penis.
Real quick, you guys, let me present so you guys can see him. There he is.
There he is. Howie. Jean-Luc Picard. Oh, man, he's down. He's down.
Yeah, he's napping.
Very cute.
Yeah, so let's see. So that's answering Bozique's question about Star Trek. Let's see. Theater praying Beretta. I got to that. What other questions are in the chat today?
Citizen Kane, no, it's not a Les Paul. I probably have one of the best Les Pauls you could ever have.
Yeah.
So it's not a Lynch Klondike. It's not a Vi Gem Jr. And it's not an EVH Shark. I don't even know what a Klondike Lynch is.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah, it's ice cream.
Would you stick a honey-covered pine cone up your ass and walk in front of a beehive? Would you do
probably would.
a Klondike bar?
Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah.
Klondike bars are pretty damn cool.
For that delicious chocolate filling, too rich and thick, too big for a stick. Ah! What would you do for a Klondike bar? Yeah, if someone wants to see my Spider-Man shirt, So it's the cover of Spider-Man 194, the introduction of Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat. One of my favorite superhero bad guys, we'll call it, anti-heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. And by the way, this is how I dress on a red carpet. I feel like an idiot because like everyone else goes on the carpet. They're in nice tailored clothes. They have stylists. They have the girls are dressed in these crazy evening gowns, and these guys are wearing these sport jackets. And who are you wearing tonight? Who are you wearing tonight? And I'm like, Graffiti Designs, Marvel,
Fruit of the Loom.
This is how I dress. I wear something pink, usually a scarf and a t-shirt, comic book t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
If Kevin Smith can wear a hockey jersey, I can wear comic book t-shirts and pink scarves.
Yeah.
Well, that's your look.
That's my look. That's my shit. When they see me coming in a party, someone said to me at the Entertainment Weekly party, the guy who plays Spock from Star Trek, from the new Star Trek. I'm walking across the party. He says, "John, I saw you coming at me like a lighthouse in that neon pink scarf. Like across the way, I see you coming at me like a lighthouse." Because I come in bright, and I'm bouncing and happy and smiling and laughing, and I love that.
Oh, Jim Nicholas brings up a great point, John.
Yes.
Do you own the Twisted Sister Charvel from the Price video? The one that the black one with the big TS on it?
I don't. He still does. Eddie owns this. And I've asked him a bunch of times to sell it to me, and it's his only Charvel left from back in the day.
He doesn't own the original Bullseye anymore?
No, the original Bullseye he sold to a private collector maybe 20 years ago that I'm friends with. It's in New York right now, but it's in a collector's hands that I'd love to get it, go with my replica of it. But the TS guitar you're talking about from that video, Eddie still has.
And wasn't there a couple of them? Wasn't there a Kramer one, like it was a gray guitar with a pink TS on it?
That one was there was that one. I'm trying to think what album it was for. Come Out and Play. Was that what was the album it was for?
I don't know. I really don't know.
It was basically given as a gift to the group members for a or someone in the group that had all their names on it, and I think it was for the Come Out and Play album. I think that's the name of it.
Mark Dillon, you're right about that guitar being in that video, but you're wrong about me getting it. That's a good question. That TS question. That was a cool guitar. I always loved that thing, even with the pointy headstock. Yes, it did have a pointy headstock. Jim Nicholas, it had a pointy headstock.
Joe Herbie says I should have got.
Go ahead.
Joe Herbie says I should have gotten the role of Mr. Rogers over Tom Hanks. That's great. The only problem is Tom Hanks is going to do a great job, and I'd be like coming in and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a beauty, and I'd be like, instead of changing into a cardigan, I'd be changing into like a leather corset and a drag wig and makeup. I'd be dressing like a drag queen dominatrix. So I'd change into the high heels and a spiked collar. If you only had a neighbor just like you, I'm gonna whip your bottom pink and do it to you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Because I'm in drag, it doesn't mean that I'm gay. But would you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my subject? Won't you please? Won't you please?
Oh my God!
Please, won't you be my neighbor?
Turn him off.
Yeah, no, it'll be great.
Wow.
But Tom Hanks got that roll over me, so he's gonna do good. God. He's gonna do real good. But thank you.
That's so funny.
I don't remember Mr. Rogers having a basement.
Wow.
Well, he did. You know what it was? It was behind the trolley area. There was like a torture chamber for like his disciples. And, the land of make-believe. It was like King Faraday with a ball gag. And, would you, Lady Elaine, like to see my balls weighted down with barbells? I very much would. Meow, meow. Yeah, no, it'd be great. Yeah, I love Mr. Rogers. You think that guy had no dirt? Come on. He was too nice. Mr. Rogers was way too nice. There was stuff going on there.
I don't know. We'll have to see the movie. I'll go see it.
Yeah. No, I'm going to see. I watch anything Tom Hanks does. The guy is brilliant, and he's got the same ugly hair that I do. So,
you know, there's something wrong if the new Mr. Rogers movie isn't rated G. You know?
oh, yeah.
If it's rated anything but G,
version.
there's something.
Then it's my version of it.
Then there's something good that we.
Yeah. Then it's all the secrets. It's all the secrets of Mr. Rogers. It was a whole different neighborhood. I'd call the movie Dark Neighborhood. You know? And the trolley would be like, it would have like a dildo strapped to the front of the trolley. Do 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 ding ding do 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 ding ding. And at the end of the rails would be like some guy with a ball gag and ding ding whoop ding ding whoop ding ding. I'm telling you.
Oh no.
Yeah. Mr. Rogers be there with the joystick, shoving the trolley forward.
Oh.
The land of make-believe. Let's pretend that the trolley is really a torture device. Let's pretend that King Faraday made a decree that everybody must submit to his whims today.
All right, stop. Stop right there. Stop right there for a second. This is Johnny. You gotta put me up on the thing.
Oh, I'm scared.
This is John Mancuda as young Monk. Put it up.
Move it to the side. You block it. Holy shit, that's me. Boy, would I make a good young monk. Yeah. If I didn't have so many restraining orders, believe me, I would play that role with other kids.
Very funny. And this is Tony Shalhoub, who plays Monk normally.
See, but I look nothing like that guy.
No, I know that, but you look like a child.
That kid looks like I look like as a kid.
Yeah.
Embarrassed, tortured, depressed. He looks just like I look like as a kid. Miserable.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I would love to do a real Mr. Rogers. It's funny. That guy was like probably the nicest actual guy in real life. And here I am just like ripping him apart, turning him into some deviant that he never was. But what's really funny is
I just never got caught.
If you go online, you can actually find photos of him, doing the where is Pointer? Where is Pointer? Here I am. Here I am. But he's not like meaning to give you the finger. He just is. He's thinking it's all innocent. He's like, where is ring finger? Where is ring finger? Here I am. Here I am. I would do a version of where is Thumpster? Where is Thumpster? Up your dumpster. Up your dumpster. I would make it a great twisted version. Where is Fister? Where is Fister? Then we call him Fister Rogers instead of Mr. Rogers.
Oh, no.
How great would that be?
Not great.
Oh, I'm sure there's a video out there. There's, that movie is out there somewhere.
Right up to the elbow, Mr. Rogers. With the cardigan, he's rolling up his cardigan to like fist someone's ass. It's great. So, let's see what time we got.
So how was Comic-Con?
We lost about 20 people.
There we go.
On that whole thing.
Our live audience is plugging away. Let's see. What's funny is, this is interesting, Soda says that kid on Monk could actually play me. That's interesting. Because when I lose my job in this video, that kid could fill me right in. Or so to speak. Yeah. My life is pain. My life is pain.
Mm-hmm.
Citizen Kane says he heard that Mr. Rogers was a sniper in the military. Could you imagine? I have always wanted to kill a neighbor just like you. You terrorist motherfucker. I'll shoot you through, so. Let me give you a little snipe. I'll put a 30 millimeter in your windpipe. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my target? That'd be great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it makes you wonder if he sang that song every day, you know?
Well, he did. He did. When he was getting changed, Rogers would open up the show. He'd walk on set. He would get a cardigan. He would get his little shoes. He'd change his shoes, and he'd, get into his play romper outfit. I don't know why. It's not like he was rolling in the mud or something, but I guess
he's coming in from his day job.
What was his day job? What was he doing?
What
was he doing? Where was Mr. Rogers working?
He always
Starbucks.
Postal worker. Postal worker. Postal worker.
No. That was the creepy guy. There's speedy delivery, Mr. Rogers. That guy wasn't even a fucking mailman. That was just a homeless guy with a bag walking around. That guy never had anything. Speedy delivery. You think the post office would fucking hire him? A government agency would hire a guy that was slow as molasses, walking around with a bag of mail saying speedy delivery, and then just popping in, opening doors without knocking? That's just a senile homeless guy. That's Speedy Deliveries. What was his fucking name even?
So what do you guys think of CC DeVille?
Yeah, there's CC DeVille.
Was he at Comic-Con? I saw him at NAMM one time. CC DeVille.
Was he stuffing his face with a sandwich?
No.
Yeah, that's right. John BL has it, and Amanda has it too. Mr. McFeely. Would you fucking let your children near anyone named Mr. McFeely?
Oh, no.
Special delivery, Mr. Rogers.
No.
Crazy. A delivery in the rear for your boy. Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
no. Please. Hit it, CC. That'd be really funny. Just as like Speedy Delivery guys going to CC DeVille. We'll just amalgamate the two. Yeah, you have Touchy the Clown and the whole fucking Rogers crew. Yeah, Raiders. Rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Speedy delivery, Mr. Rogers. Mr. McFeely's going out. My bony fingers are looking for you. He'd always me or something, Yep, just doing the mail, son. Doing the mail.
Superfuzz, you still only have one right.
I can't see.
Neither can anyone who's ever dated me. Soda says he almost fell off his bed. I'm afraid to ask what you were doing, but hey.
Listening to you.
I'll roll with it as he's touching himself.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Could you imagine like Mr. Rogers like having like female groupies like waiting outside the studio? Fred. Oh no, thank you. No, but thank you. No. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Thank you. No. Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm. Was that his real house in the show? I mean, was that like?
No, it was his set.
That was the studio.
No. I know, but in the show, is that him like coming home and then leaving?
Well, it's supposed to be him coming home. It's not his real house. I mean, his real house is probably like in Beverly Hills with like gates and I mean, the guy must have made bank.
Yeah.
I mean that that's a cardboard and plywood front and cameras and stuff. I mean, this is my real house. And
Alley Cat is right. Alley Cat is right. How about a guitar? Can we start talking guitars?
You're right.
Jesus.
I'm still on a high from Comic-Con. But yeah, let's talk about guitars. I have a wonderful show and tell guitar tonight. This was a request. I forgot who asked me for it, but someone asked if I had any single humbucker Jackson soloists, and I have a bunch of them. I picked this one because it's just kind of a neat color, and I saw this on someone's website, and I really, really wanted it, and it wasn't for sale, but it's one of those, what would it take to get you to sell this to me? Can I have dibs? Let me know if you ever part with it. And lo and behold, eventually the guy shook it loose. So today's guitar, for those of you that have, wait a minute. Did you guys leave thumbs up yet?
We don't even have anyone watching us, let alone leave someone thumbs
Was
up.
it like 2 people in the chat today?
We're halfway. We got 50.
Yeah, we're an audience of 5,500 with 2 people in the chat. No, we got a bunch in the chat. If you could, before I show this guitar, please remember, leave thumbs up, subscribe. Don't send me any subpoenas. Yeah, did I mention thumbs up? And for those of you guys in the podcast, apologize, but please check out the video so you can see this guitar. I'll try to describe it as much as I can.
Howie just walked away with that blanket.
Oh my God, how he's going to rub
that?
one out in the blanket.
Oh, here he is.
I'm just going to lick my balls over here. I'm going to go over here now. Here I go.
He's got the blanket. He's wearing the blanket.
Cuddle over here and lick my balls with the blanket. Bye, guys. Oh, here I go. Hey, Howie.
Aw. I think he does have to go out, though. You got to go out?
Howie has that look of like trying to sneak out after a one-night stand, where he's kind of doing that walk of shame, like, oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Look at Howie. Poor Howie. All right, Johnny, why don't you take Howie out, present me real quick, and I'll present the guitar. Here we go. So today's guitar is a Jackson soloist from the San Dimas era. It's a single hum soloist with a Jackson J50 pickup and an original Floyd Rose in neon screaming orange. Look at that fucking thing. Look at that.
That's kind of cool. I've never seen an orange Jackson logo.
Yeah, orange Jackson logo.
What happened to the nut clamps?
I took those off. I have them. They're in the case. Ebony board. Really beautiful, beautiful ebony. Look how dark that ebony is. This was back then before they started playing all the Save the Trees in Brazil game that they do now. This was when ebony was black as midnight. Look how dark and beautiful that ebony board is. And again, single hum, not very common in Jackson soloists. I have a bunch of them, but I've really looked for them. Neon orange, really hard colored font, custom color. Original Floyd Rose, non-recessed. Really, really, really great player. And this wasn't stock. It came with a black knob, but the previous owner switched this knob to an orange knob. I thought it was super cool, so I kept it. But just look at that thing.
Yeah, that's very cool. Soda, you have 2 guitars right now. You have 2 guitars correct right now.
And by the way,
super
neck
cool.
through, like soloists are. I keep the back cover off. San Dimas route. It's the smaller route, you notice. Plays amazing. Sounds great. I love these Jackson pickups. Some of these are really, really, really cool. And this is one of them. So that's today's guitar, kids. There's your thumbnail. There we go. It goes nice with the pink, right?
Yeah, it's cool. I love the color.
Yeah, the color is great. I mean, I want one of these in every color. These play so good. And I'm really like a single hum guy. I like the bridge humbucker, and that's pretty much it. For me, I never use the neck pickups, very rarely. So for me, this is just exactly the way I like the layout.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Jared Frost says, I think guitars with Floyd sound better with the rear plate on. I have plates on all of mine. I have the plates. I just, hit or miss. They're either on or off, depending if I did something with them recently. I like this one off, particularly because it has the work order number under it, which a lot of the Jacksons do, which is kind of neat. You notice? You see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just think that's kind of neat. The Jackson Design 90s pickups over the passives. Those are great.
What is that? Is that an EMG in there?
Huh?
Is that an EMG pickup in that?
No, it's a Jackson pickup. Look.
Oh, okay.
I think is it a J50 or J90? I forgot the number of it.
I'm not sure.
Huh?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I'd have to pull it, but I know it has a really nice tone.
Mm-hmm.
And Brett McCord agrees. He only uses the bridge pickup 99% of the time. Same on mine, man. That's the same on mine. Rockstar wants to know what year it is. I believe it's 86 on this one. So still the San Dimas era?
No.
What?
It's not San Dimas. It's Ontario.
This isn't Ontario. Look at the route.
I think they had some of those in Ontario. They're not just San Dimas.
This one's San Dimas.
Okay. I thought Ontario was 86.
It changed over in 86, but I'm not sure the point that it was. But serial number wise, I forget. This is J2450, I believe.
Okay.
It's saying. So it was the tail end of the San Dimas. But you're right, they did have, because I have a yellow one of this that's kind of a hybrid, and it's got the small route, but with something else different. I forget what. That is an Ontario that started being made in San Dimas that was finished in Ontario. So I have a transitional model in yellow. But this one's San Dimas. And you know what's interesting is the San Dimas ones, you could tell the difference. Ontarios were great, but something about the San Dimas, I don't know if it was just they were comfortable, they were established, and by the time they got to Ontario, maybe they switched some jigs around, they lost some equipment, they used some different equipment. I don't know what it was, different employees maybe, but something about the San Dimas ones I've always found were a little bit better than the Ontario ones, as good as Ontario is.
Funny thing is, I've never seen soloists like that with real Floyds on them and the shark tooth inlays. I've always seen them with dots. That's unusual to me. That's what makes that guitar cool to me, because you don't normally see them with shark tooth inlays.
Well, you don't usually see them with Floyds. The Floyd was a custom order from the factory. The yellow one I have has a
the Jackson style.
It has it has a Kaler.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. The yellow one I have has a Jackson Floyd license,
mm-hmm.
and I have a pink one that has a Kaler. So yeah, but this is an actual Floyd, like
yeah, I know. I see it. I can see it.
Real deal Floyd, and that was custom ordered. So go figure. But it just plays amazing, and I just love this thing. And obviously, being the way I am, I love the color. What do you think, Johnny? You back now?
Yeah, that looks great.
Did you see it?
That looks cool, man.
Look at that bad boy.
Soda, you still only have 2 correct.
That's cool.
Woohoo!
It's a great like Halloween guitar.
Yeah, with the ebony.
Yabony.
Ebony. It's the ebony. The ebony makes the difference. It's ebony. It's not rosewood. It's not pale feo. It's ebony.
Yebony.
Real black ebony.
Yebony.
Yebony. From Yemen. Yebony.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It is the Great Bumpkin. I got a rock.
Thrash and Metal Riff says the J series that were the last ones produced in San Dimas was $27.99. I think he's right on that, and that was 86. So this is in the 2,500 range. So a few months into 86.
Chad, you can play the game with Soda. It's just that you're only going to have 2 correct because you only know of 2 of them.
I'm missing all these. I don't see any of those answers.
Superfuzz, you have 2 correct. Superfuzz, you have 2 correct.
Krellbar says ebony and orangey live together in perfect harmony. That's beautiful. Jason McNamara, a private collector had this guitar. It wasn't Rockstar owned, but I think his best friend ordered it, if I remember the story right. And he got it from his best friend, and I got it eventually from him. But I nagged him for years to get this. I have a lot of people that have stuff in their collections that I just drool over. And I'm always like, hey, dude, contact me if you ever get rid of it. Let me have dibs. And a lot of people are like, yeah, your collection is probably where this one should be. You know, and this one eventually came loose.
Yeah.
Doug PA says, am I sure that's orange and not pink? This is pink. This is orange. So definitely it's orange. I have a pink one, but it's not here.
It's in your pants.
It's in my pants with the purple helmet.
Oh, my goodness.
Soda, you are correct. 100% correct. 100% correct.
Whoa.
Good guess, man. That Vive Flame would have thrown me off.
Yes.
That's
and
orange.
And a Lynch Tiger, even though it will say ESP on it, it won't be an ESP guitar. It will look like the Yellow Tiger as it looks today.
Jim Nicholas wants to know, did the early San Dimas Jacksons always come with gold strap buttons?
They weren't gold. They were brass.
They were brass, and they had either brass or black usually. That's the way they were. Usually brass, and they offered them with black, especially on the early roads. They offered.
Yeah, well, the Legacy, the Legacy, which is like the old San Dimas with the Strat headstock, they were all brass. They all came with originally the brass V-trem, and what Charvel would do is they would offer you the Floyd Rose. You have to buy it separately and then send your San Dimas back to them, and they would put it on for you.
Yeah, because at the time, Kramer had the exclusive rights to the Floyd Rose bridge. And that was a big deal for them. But if you brought them a Floyd that you bought, paid them a little money, they'd install it.
Well, they would get it for you. You'd buy it through them. Or you could, they wouldn't install it if you bought it a la carte from somewhere else. But if you bought the Floyd through Charvel separately from the guitar, you could send your guitar back to them if they didn't already have it, and they do the install for you.
Actually, I know people that have bought a separate Floyd and sent it to them to have installed at the time.
Oh, really?
That was I didn't know they ever offered it as an option.
Yeah, they offered that as an option.
I never heard that, but I do know people specifically that said when they offered it with the V-trem and eventually with a Kaler. But in the early days, if you sent them a Floyd, they would give that as the option. But you had to send them the Floyd. Island Wonder wants to know, my scarf, is it the same color as Jay's Kiesel pink? No, because my scarf is actually pink. This was more of Jay's pink.
No, it wasn't. No, I think if
closer to this.
No, it wasn't. I think if that was the color of Jay's guitar, I think he would have dug that.
Yeah, but it was like a disgusting dead salmon, dog's anal cavity.
It wasn't hot. It wasn't hot pink. It wasn't like shocking pink. I think if it was the color of the shocking pink of the gem guitars from the late 80s, Jay would have liked that. But it was like a very dull version of that, and it's just not good looking.
Thank you, Joe Hervey. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm both upside down. I always fuck that up. It says Jay's guitar was more salmon. Yeah, just when salmon is like yuckily cooked, it was like that. Ugh. Yeah, not a good color, not the right color.
Yuckily?
So,
Yuckily
cooked.
Yuckily.
Yeah, so when it's left on a sidewalk rotting and the sun is cooking it, that's the color of Jay's pink Kiesel.
That's terrible.
Someone's guitar. No, Island Winder, Pussy Pink was a BC Rich color back in the day, and that's no lie. That was a real BC Rich color back then. Pussy.
Ew.
Could you imagine like telling your mom, "Yeah, and my mom's getting me a guitar. What color would you like, dear? Pussy Pink." Like, wow. Johnny Beane's dog says, talking about a dog's anal cavity is tasteless. Sniffing it, however.
What is that noise?
What noise?
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I hear it too. It's got to be on John's side because he's got the delay happening.
There's always something fucked up on my side. What is it now? There's like a family of eagles nesting in my room. There's always some fucked up thing.
Oh, that's so funny.
Fucking Jehovah's Witnesses knocking at my door. Some fire burning in the other room. There's always something. Tech more on Tuesday. I'm cursed.
Well, basically, you just need a microphone and a set of headphones, and it'll all be okay.
I don't need a set of headphones. I'm fine. I don't need
Not on this side, you aren't.
And everyone hears me. For fuck's sake, there's always something going on. Lights are blowing up. Fucking air vents are blowing shit on my head. Someone steals one of my pink hats. There's always something wrong.
Is that what happened?
I used to think the same thing when Johnny would say the same thing to me. Dude, you got to get a set of headphones and a microphone because your delay is horrible. And then I got it and I understood.
People ask me about the broadcast. They're like, what's it like? What's it like? I said, it's kind of a nice homespun cross between Wayne's World and early Howard Stern shows. Just kind of like on a shoestring budget, guys talking about guitars and a little comedy and a little fun. And I don't know. There's always something wrong, though. Nothing goes right.
It's all good. That's what makes it funny.
Yeah,
but your audio sucks. Oh no, that's Rob Johnson.
Oh God, Rob! I'm watching the fucking playback of what was it last week? Rob and his girlfriend popped in, and it's like, "Hey, Rob, how's it going?" This is the greatest thing you ever see about anyone like that air guitar, and then she comes along, and all I'm talking about is I'm playing the guitar, body the guitar, and then what? It's really great to meet you. Rob, turn up your microphone, Rob. Turn up your fucking microphone, Rob.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, no, you can
look what I started. I love you, Rob. I'm just kidding with you.
I love you too, Rob. Look, I love Rob, and I love his girl, and blah blah blah. But you know what? Jesus Christ!
But you're right there, John. You're right there with him.
No,
bad audio.
No, it's nothing like Rob's.
Yeah, Showman Blues. Just to let you know, I don't always wear a pink hat. I usually wear a pink hat, or I wear pink scarves, or I wear pink sneakers, pink bandanas. I've always got to be wearing something pink on the air when I do the show. But it's I'm obviously not wearing my hat today because I actually combed and unknotted my hair for a Comic-Con. So As long as I got something pink on, I'm in the spirit of the show. There you go. And Van Jalen, yeah. You know, I'll bet if Rob goes to his girlfriend's house or whatever, almost girlfriend or whatever she is, they'll probably have a better mic there, even with no computer. You could yell out her fucking window and still hear Rob better than when he has his mic on.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of pink, Van Jalen. Brett McCord, who is my internet provider? Well, I'm glad you asked. Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids are out peddling a generator in the back. And that's who it is. Fat Albert's in there. Hey, Rudy, go pedal faster. I'm doing my best, Fat Albert. And, you know, the generator's going and the lights are going like this. Or, you know, I just switched to them because they promised better service than my previous provider, who was the Little Rascals. That was Spanky, Darla, Alfalfa, Porky, Buckwheat, when they were trying to, like, do a crank thing with their bicycle to generate power to my computer. So, yeah, I have the best fucking internet that money can't buy because in Hollywood, there's no fucking great internet here. No one wants the towers. No one wants to dig up the ground in Hollywood to get the fucking, the fiber optics and all the things that everyone else has. So what do I got? I got fucking donkeys pulling a fucking grinder wheel, like, you know, small Asian children as fast as they can clap their hands. Anything to provide power to my internet. But no, I don't have a great internet. But somehow, even with all the technical shit, Rob manages to have a worse fucking microphone than even I do. And you got Nesdal with this big black fucking dong in his way. And it's like, yeah, I got a good microphone here. It's the size of my fucking head. So everyone's got a better mic than you, Rob. Everybody, even me.
What was that?
Yeah, look at that. It's like fucking Long John Silver slapping against your face. Look at that thing.
Oh,
Jesus.
my God.
Yeah, they're on Craigslist looking for that microphone right now.
It's simple. Just go to your local Sam Ash and get one.
Or I could go on Tinder looking for that.
Pretty inexpensive.
Well, now you're talking my Jewish language.
Yes, it's a Blue Yeti, Zach. It's about $100.
Dude, what do you think? I'm rich? What are you, crazy? That's more than I make all week.
Well, I don't know.
Renus Pinkle says it's so black. You bet. Big black tool. That's what Dave wants on his face. Right there. It's so big. It's so black. Yes, sir.
Damn.
Yeah, even fucking Barney Rubble has a better mic than Rob right now. You know? And he's got like the little bird flying into his tube and
pterodactyl.
Copying what he says and flying out and speaking into the megaphone.
Pterodactyl. Match.
Jason McNamara, what the hell is with John Mancuda versus John Mancuta's nose? John Mancuta's nose is just one of the audience, which we really appreciate. We love our audience. And he just chose a name after my nose. I don't know why. I have no idea. But for some reason, he has an interest in my nose. And, you know.
Yeah.
Fruitcake Tony, there's a name for you. Says, breathe, John, breathe. Believe me, I'm breathing. When I call your wife, I'll be breathing heavy into that phone.
Oh,
nah,
boy.
just kidding. Where the fuck did Johnny go? It's his show, and he goes out like Batman.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
It's all right.
Hey, so let's talk a little bit about a song that I heard on the YouTube today. I was just flipping through metal songs, and you know, we're fans of Winger here on the show, friend of the show, and I was listening to that song, that duet he did with this rock chick named Fiona. Do you remember this?
Sure.
You're sexing me. Remember that song?
Yeah, I remember them singing it.
It's a great well, it's better than me singing it. It's a great fucking song. Whatever happened to her?
I don't know.
One of those one-hit wonders.
Did she even have a hit?
I think that was it. She did a duet with Winger. That was on her album. And then, like, you never heard from that girl again. Like, if you get Kip Winger singing, like, and that was a pretty popular song at the time. You remember that one?
I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, it was her and Winger. Do you guys in the chat remember this?
I don't think it was an East Coast thing. Were you on the East Coast at the time? At the time, I was living in Manhattan. Yeah. I don't ever remember that. I mean, I know I've heard it. I just don't remember it being like really popular.
Do you guys in the chat remember this duet I'm talking about? It was Kip Winger and Fiona doing You're Sexing Me. That was the title of the song.
Hey, Michael Smith.
I'm waiting on reply from the chat. By the way, if you could, while you're in the chat, take a second, thumbs up, subscribe, go on my Facebook because, hey, why not? A lot of funny Comic-Con photos this week. That's Jonathan Mancuta, Mankuta, on Facebook. Huh. Soda says, John, Gene wants you to audition for Kiss.
But John doesn't do a good Gene. He does a good
I don't
Paul.
do a good Gene. Dave does Gene. She's only 17. Yeah. I don't know whatever happened to Fiona. And then you got, talking about other girls that were big in the 80s. You had Vixen, who I thought were terrific. And they still play out, believe it or not. They lost their guitarist, though. Jan Kinnermund, I believe was the way you pronounced it. She passed away, sadly. And I remember, Saraya. Sandy Saraya was a great vocalist of the band Saraya. What was that?
That was me breathing.
Okay?
There's a delay on your end. That's the delay that I'm talking about.
I have no volume going on.
Yeah, and it's because it's a loop between your microphone and your speakers, the microphone and your computer and the speakers. That's what happens when you don't have the headphones. That's what Johnny always used to explain to me.
But I don't hear any echo on my end.
Yeah, it's going to be everyone else talking. You're not going to hear it you're not going to hear it when you talk.
So you hear it on my end.
Yeah.
Do you guys in the chat hear that?
Occasionally. It's not all the time, but it creeps up.
Oh boy. Do I like the Bullet Boys fruitcake? Tony wants to know. I do. I do like the Bullet Boys. Smooth Up in Ya, I thought was a really good song. Mark Tureen is actually an underrated guitarist. I mean, that guy gives 1,000% in concert, but he's got really strong vocals. I did like them. Not my favorite band. I didn't think they wrote a lot of good songs, but a couple of them were pretty good. Let's see. Lita Ford still plays out, and Lita, I don't know, man. She's just tremendous in concert. If you want to see a girl that like rode the 80s and 90s and passed out and still really, really plays out well, great guitarist, really, really good writer. And she did a duet too, but with Ozzy Osbourne. Imagine trying to get that going again. But yeah, but Lita's great. Lita's great. And yes, Renus Pinkle says isn't she married to Jim Gillette from Nitro?
Not anymore.
She used to be, and then she got tired of the vocals when they fought. Because I think they fought a lot, and Jim Gillette was probably like, Lita, I'm tired of your shit. You know? Yeah. Nitro got about as far as the vocal lessons that Jim Gillette touted out in Metal Edge magazine. But I can only imagine Lita's like, Jesus Christ. And, you know, and then like every time they had sex, he's probably hitting those high notes too. Lita, yeah, Lita, I'm about to come. Yeah. But Lita's terrific. Lita made it where Jim didn't. She was also married to from Wasp. What's his name? Guitarist from Wasp. What's his name?
Chris Holmes.
Chris Holmes. The great Chris Holmes that I still stay in touch with. He's living over in Europe.
Awesome.
Man, they knew how to fight. There was a couple who knew how to fight. Because no one seems to be able to work out a relationship with Lita, but poor girl. But Chris Holmes, when they had a fight, Lita just went all out, like smashing his guitar. I think he cheated on her or something like that. I'm just saying. And she took his Budweiser Star, Charvel Star guitar with a Budweiser logo, and just smashed it to bits. She found out someone he slept with. You know, a little touch on that, but Lita don't fuck around, man. You don't fuck around with Lita Ford. You don't cheat on Lita Ford, and you don't fuck around with Lita Ford. She'll shiv you. She'll pull out a blade and start stabbing you. She's like you know, she's like prison tough.
Oh no.
And on that note, good night, everybody.
How was Comic-Con?
Superfuzz wants to know if I have any Chris Holmes guitars in my collection. I don't. A friend of mine has a few, and Chris still has some that he has one or two I have dibs on, but he still uses them. And Upside Down says, I want to pee in Lita's butt. Well, you know what? You have a shot at dating her then. Next time I see Lita at NAMM, I'm going to tell her that you want to pee in her butt. I'm going to give you her number, your number, and I'll bet she's going to call up and say, hey, you know, this is Lita Ford. Your friend of Mancuta's, I heard you want to pee in my butt. Because that's definitely something that I guarantee will get that call. You will definitely get a phone call of, yeah. And Mark Dillon says she was also married to Tony Iommi. Is that true?
I don't know. You're in LA. You should know that.
I'm not sure about that one. Was she divorced 3 times?
John BL. I haven't seen John BL at all.
I have.
Soda wants to know if I know Sam Kinison. He's dead. I don't know. He's dead. How many dead people do you think I know?
Hello, Ben Coombs. Nice of you to join us.
What's up, dude?
Zach Moon, I do not have any Alex Lifeson guitars in my collection. Ben Coombs saying hi to Amanda Coombs. Don't you guys talk outside of this chat? You guys never talk?
Well, I mean, they don't live together.
No, I know. They're divorced, you know.
Yeah, they don't live together anymore.
Yeah, and
Steve Carmichael. Steve Carmichael
don't sleep together anymore either.
Steve Carmichael.
Oh,
Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael.
Brett McCord says yes. Tony Iommi, the guitar player from Black Sabbath, was married to Lita Ford. So 3 times divorced. Okay, I did not know that. She was either married or went steady for a while with Tony Iommi. But I guarantee that Ben Coombs and Amanda Coombs are definitely sleeping in separate beds just to keep the gossip going. So Mitch Heyman wants to know, do I know Howard Stern? I don't. Howard
Yeah.
makes more money than me.
He only has
better
his shtick.
exposure than me. I
He only
wish I
has-
said he's the king of all media.
He only has Howard's shtick. He doesn't know him.
Yeah. I'm at the beginning of where Howard was when he was poor, broke, and on low-level shows, that we're rising in popularity over time. So ask me in 10 years, but no, Howard's the king of all media. God bless him. Fruitcake Tony says Lita has to be high maintenance. Hey, listen, I don't know how high maintenance she is. Just let her be the boss. Otherwise, like, knives are going to be coming out, you definitely don't want to fuck with Lita because she'll close your eyes forever. Believe me. So, Upside Down says John has been aflame today. Oh, John's been on fire today. I'm sorry. No, I was aflame the other night at the truck stop in drag. Renus Pinkle wants to know, do we have any thoughts on Enough's Enough? We talked about them a little earlier, bro. Enough's Enough was Johnny Come Lately. They were terrific, real musicians, great fucking player, a great guitar player. And, again, they just came a little late to the party, but they were really, really good players. Like I said, I would talk about them earlier, so go back in the broadcast a little bit. Soda wants to know, do I have Lita Ford's Yellow Mockingbird? I don't. I have a Yellow Mockingbird. Lita plays her Yellow Mockingbird live. I highly recommend seeing her because she's amazing to watch live. But Tony Fruitcake says she'll turn into Lorena Bobbitt one day. That's possible, man. If any woman that smashes a guy's guitar, I'm certain she'd cut off his penis. He got off easy.
I don't know. If any of my guitars got smashed by a female, they wouldn't find pieces big enough of her.
The guitar?
No, of her.
Oh. Johnny right now just sees the FCC finding him right now. Oh my God, the broadcast.
Oh please! Everything you've set up to now, and then oh my God! Forget
everybody. Remember to timestamp your favorite parts of the program tonight.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Go in the chat and timestamp your very favorite moments of tonight's broadcast, because I'm curious. Mitch Heyman wants to get a GoFundMe for my microphone, and Rob too. I don't think my microphone's bad tonight. What do you think, Johnny?
No, it's just what's being said into it that's bad.
Yeah, there you go. It's my foul shit mouth that's bad in the microphone. Rob has no microphone. It's like,
and he. I mean, I love you, Rob, and he'll never see this. He refuses to get one. He refuses to even use one. He gets mad. It's like he's like, yeah, I know. My sound's terrible. I know. Once we say, once we're live and we're like, dude, it doesn't sound good. Then, Well,
the thing is, I think it's because he uses his
penis
iPad. He uses an iPad when he does these shows. I don't think he uses a laptop or a desktop. I think he uses an iPad, and those things don't have ports for microphones.
I think literally he doesn't realize he's talking into his girlfriend's dildo. I think there's a microphone on the other side.
Dude, that's no, stop.
He's not even looking. He's just reaching.
Stop.
No, he's just reaching for it. He's just reaching for it, and he's just thinking like,
dude, stop.
Oh, yeah, okay, let me grab the microphone. Hey guys, everyone. This is. Oh shit! It's a toilet brush. No, that's not it. I mean, he's just reaching for the wrong things. There's probably a microphone there. He grabs a French tickler. And, oh yeah, no, we're on the air. Okay, no, he just needs a microphone. I have a microphone. It's not a bad thing. You can hear me. You may not want to hear me, but But what's Rob gonna say anyway? So there I was, and I saw the Van Halen guitar. I liked the Van Halen guitar, and I have a couple of Van Halen guitars, and it was great seeing the Van Halen guitar. I picked up the Van Halen guitar. It was, red and white and black like a Van Halen guitar. I thought that I'd, maybe like study the Van Halen guitar so I could replicate the Van Halen guitar. But I put back the Van Halen guitar because I was thinking about buying the Van Halen guitar, or should I make a replica of the Van Halen guitar? But that's all I'm thinking about. And look, it's really nice to talk to you, Johnny. And I like you, Johnny, and it's great to be on your show, Johnny. And Dave, it's always good to see you, Dave. I mean, hell, the fact that I'm friends with Dave Nesdall, I mean, it's nice to be friends with Dave. And, Jay's great. I like Jay. And, did I mention it was good to see Johnny? Because Johnny and, Mancuda, I love seeing Mancuda. I mean, he just walked off with my girl. I don't know where he's going with her, but I like Mancuda too. And did I mention I'm friends with Dave? Because Dave also likes Van Halen guitars. And all the while, out of all that conversation, the only thing you hear is this replay. Nothing comes out. There's no sound. Out of all that conversation, nothing comes through his microphone. You might as well talk into a beer bottle. I love you, Rob. Just get a mic. I mean, look, I'm the first person, especially on Tech More on Tuesdays, that had so many technical issues with internet. I'm doing like a Chinese Kung Fu movie where I'm talking like this, and words are coming out later. And your conversation you're hearing is, and then, right. I had that too. But the one thing was you could always hear me. And that's important because we have a podcast now. So right now, if Rob appears on the podcast, it's 10 minutes of dead air as he drones on about nothing. And
John,
then
I haven't heard a word you said in the last 10 minutes.
there you go.
No, I'm talking about you.
And at least when he's got Van Jalen with him, then you at least have some eye candy. Because she's a cute girl. She's on there and she's...
Oh, no. Well, hang on. Say something. We can't see that.
Yeah, no, she's doing this and she's doing this and doing this, and ice cubes are popping out, and she's dancing with feathers on her tongue and all sorts of sexy things, and she's turning around and you're seeing her little butt, and she's doing all sorts of things, and everything's going good. But even if you don't hear her, at least you're looking, you're like kind of glued in there, like, yep, that's a cute chick. All right, I don't care if I hear her or anything. But Rob is just like, you see this. Talk about the Van Halen guitar. And then the Van Halen guitar, and Van Halen guitar, and there's nothing. There's no sound. And you're looking at Rob's head, and I just want to scream.
Oh, my God. Oh, man.
I love Rob. I love Van Jalen. I just want to hear them. If they come on the show, you got to hear them. Anytime. Just come on the show, but get a fucking microphone or yell out your window louder just so I can hear you.
Wow.
I can't wait to see Rob knock you out when he meets you.
Yeah, because Rob and I are evenly matched. That's definitely. First of all, we're friends. So,
you're not now. You are. You're not friends. You're not friends now.
No, Rob knows.
Not after tonight.
Rob knows I'm just busting his chops.
Yeah, you don't know Rob.
Has a good sense of humor. But also remember something.
No.
In all fairness, I'm 6'4". Rob is like up to here on me.
Yeah, but he's like a triple black belt.
I don't care. I don't care.
You ever watch Walker Texas Ranger when Chuck Norris is like the small guy against this 17-foot guy and he still beats him? That'll be Rob with you.
All right. The day Rob wants to take me in the ring and I will have a challenge.
Starting this fight between two people that have no idea.
We'll have a fight for charity. We're friends. Rob and I are friends. I'm just busting his balls. But with that said, Rob will come out and immediately, Van Jalen will go to him. sweep the leg. Rob will be like, but he's my friend. I could hurt him. And she'll be like, do you have a problem with that? No, sensei. Because make no mistake, you know, between the two of them, Van Jalen is the boss. His girl is absolutely wearing the pants in that family.
Well, listen, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying a word.
No, I'm talking. You know, I am. But you know the deal.
Man.
She's got the bullwhip and he's got the ball gag. It's all right. Look, the thing is, as much as we're having fun, we love Rob, we love Van Jalen. At the end of the day, he just needs a mic. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last 10 minutes has just been explaining how, Rob, you got to get a microphone.
Yes. We dedicated a section of the show. Fruitcake Tony says, John, I wouldn't fuck with Rob. I'm not fucking with Rob. We're friends and having fun with him.
And also, subscribe to Rob's EVH Guitars. Subscribe.
There you go. Because what's he going to do? He's going to talk about Van Halen guitars. But you're just going to hear this. That's right.
Oh, man.
No, look, Rob has a great collection. And Rob's a good guy. And I'm friends with Rob. As much as I'm having fun busting his chops, I love Rob. And I love Van Jalen. And I love Rob with Van Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
But we still have a fight for charity. The charity is get Rob a microphone.
For a microphone.
For a microphone. Yeah, we'd be like the little rascals taking 2 cents at the door, and like an audience of little kids in front of a ring. And I'd be sitting there with the giant oversized boxing gloves like this, just with the little, Fred Sanford moves, and Rob would be sitting there like, I'm going to cream him. I'm going to put his nose through his brain. Then I'm going to roundhouse kick his ears off his head. I'm sitting there like, come on. The fight is for pain. Feeling the pain. Be like Clubber Lang.
Okay, we actually have an actual guitar question. Enough.
Oh, yeah.
Zach Moon says, hey, Dave, I have my Floyd Rose set like Eddie Van Halen, non-floating on my Wolfgang, but it taps, hits the body when I use the bar. Any suggestions? Thanks. Well, it's going to tap. It's going to make that sound when it hits the body because it's a piece of metal hitting the wood. If you don't want that to happen, get a very small piece of like felt material or some sort of cloth, and you can glue it on the top of the body so you don't hear that sound. But it happens with every one of them. It happens with this too. Every one of them. If it's sitting against the body, you're going to hear the tapping.
All right. Now here's the thing that's pointed out in the chat. Maybe Rob would kick my ass. Maybe he'd beat the snot out of me. Maybe I'd come in bandages next Tuesday and I'll say, Rob kicked my ass. And maybe that would be true. But you'd never hear him brag about it, even if he was doing this. Because he just, no microphone.
All right, it's almost 10:30. I gotta go. I can't be on this anymore.
All right, Dave. We'll keep going a little bit. You up for it, Johnny?
Well, yeah, you already. Even if he's not up for it, you kind of answered for him. So
yeah, there you go. Johnny, I'll stay on the air a little longer. Dave, have a good night, brother.
All right, see you guys later.
Good night, Dave.
Bye.
There he goes.
Jay in the chat room says, you boners are still on. Jay, why don't you jump on with us? Do a tag team with Dave. Dave just left.
Jay.
Dave to come on now.
I know. Jay, I totally forgot that you weren't going to be around, but I sent you the link anyway. So you have it. Wow.
John Harden says, when Rob's on the air, he gets tired of tuning the volume up and down if he puts on his eardrums, if he puts on his headphones, he gets his eardrums busted. And Hugh Caldwell is a noob here. Hugh, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, welcome, Hugh. Everybody.
Fun here on Tech More on Tuesday. We talk about guitars. We talk about 80s bands. And, I get a little off track sometimes, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Smith wants to know if I ever met Sam Kinison. I did not. I used to do stand-up comedy years ago before I got into like screen acting stuff. I never had the pleasure. I think Sam was an amazing talent, and huge respect for him. Gone too soon. Great gigs. Loved him as Al Bundy's guardian angel.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
I remember that one.
He was, for those of you old school Married with Children fans, Al Bundy had a takeoff of It's a Wonderful Life. The movie where, during Christmas, he wants to commit suicide, and the angel shows what a great life he has and how everyone's life would be miserable without him. And he's like, oh, this is wonderful. Well, they did a parody of that where Al Bundy wants to kill himself, and Sam Kinison says, hey, I'm your guardian angel. I'm going to show you how everyone's life would be worse off without you. And it turns out everyone's life was like way better. His wife married like a rich, successful doctor, and his kids were in a better place. And the guardian angel's like, yeah, you know what, Al, you're right. You should probably kill yourself. Everyone's life would be way better. And he's like, no, I'm going to stay alive despite them.
Mm-hmm.
Great fit.
Man, those videos, those Sam Kinison, what was it? Wild Thing, right?
Wild Thing. Sam was a guitar player. He was actually endorsed by Kramer.
That's right.
He did that. That's right. He did Upside Down. Ding, 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 ding. Upside Down contributed money. Upside Down contributed money. We got money rolling in. Money. We're talking money. Hello.
Upside Down. Thank you.
Thank you, Upside Down. We appreciate the donation. And thank you for the kind words. And in case you didn't know it, we love all our audience. We love all our fans. Please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And go on my Facebook, Jonathan Mancuda, and just add a friend request. Just so you can look at my fun Comic-Con photos, because some of them are pretty funny and perverted and silly and whatever. But thank you, Upside Down, for the contribution to the show. We love that.
Thank you, man.
Mitch Heyman says Peg Bundy turned into Gemma Teller. Gemma Teller, is that the character on that biker show? What's Gemma Teller?
Somebody in the chat knows. Well, Mitch knows.
Yeah, Mitch is making the comment. Soda says hashtag injustice for Jay.
Mm-hmm.
You bet. Damn right. Justice for Jay with his Kiesel nightmare.
Yeah.
Jay has a little Sons of Anarchy. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, Katie Seagal is a great actress, man.
Mm-hmm.
708.
She's a singer too.
She's everything. She's great, and she was dynamite as Peg Bundy.
Mm-hmm.
That whole show was so funny originally when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That show at the time was
that made Fox. That and The Simpsons put Fox on the map as a network, because everyone else is having these wholesome family entertainments, and here comes Al Bundy, looking at strippers, and his daughter's a whore, and his son's a thief, and his wife always wants sex, he doesn't want to sleep with her. It was like the anti-family goodness. And then you had The Simpsons, which was basically they banked on the Tracy Ullman show being a real success. And, personally, I didn't like the Tracy Ullman show, but they had those little bumpers of animation, The Simpsons, that people were like, ooh, that's kind of neat. And now it's the longest running show on television, The Simpsons. And Tracy Ullman is probably like in a dumpster foraging for food.
Oh, my goodness. The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Are they going on 30 years? Over
Something
30?
like that. The girl who plays, I think, what's her name? Nancy Shear was at the one of the parties that I was at, and she plays Lisa Simpson. I think that's her name, Nancy Shear. Is that right? Or am I thinking?
No. What's her name? Yeah, I know who you're talking about, though.
Guys in the chat.
7, 8, 9. 32. The Simpsons has been around 32 years.
32 years.
On the air. 32 years.
Nancy Cartwright. Thank you,
Well, Nancy Cartwright, that's Bart. She plays Bart. You're talking about... Yeah.
See, this is how stupid I am. This is why I get this much work in the business.
She has a sister, actually. Cartwright has a sister who actually lived in the area here.
Yeah, Haas Cartwright. Fruitcake Tony wants to see the Lynch Skulls guitar. You talking the Sketch Skulls Gunslinger? Didn't I have that on the show once?
I think so.
I thought I had
maybe.
That
there we go, JR. That's
JR said Yeardley Smith.
That's her.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, JR. Yeah, she was at one of the parties. She looks great, man. She looks great, that girl. And Jesus, the success of her. She's so good. She's so good as Lisa Simpson. She does comedy. She's a writer. She was on a show called Herman's Head years ago. Really great.
I remember that. Great. Was that on Fox too?
Yeah, that was another Fox show.
Fox had some like really weird shows in the beginning, you know.
Herman's Head was this show. This guy Herman, he works in an office and stuff, and it was basically 4 aspects of his personality. One was nervous, one was like a pervert, one was the intellectual side of him, and I forgot what the other one was, but it was like basically like that Pixar movie that they had. What was that Pixar movie with the characters in the head? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. Somebody knows.
Soda, that's not a BC Rich bitch behind me. That's the BC Rich Eagle that I showed last week.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch Heyman wants to know, do I know or remember an actor named Joe Hansard? I don't. Should I know him, or did I work with him? Was he ever my boss on a show or my co-star on a show? I'm not stupid. I'm that fucking stupid that I don't even know the names of like people I've worked with sometimes. But no, I recognize that name. I don't. Let me see here. Let's see. Someone asked me for a plug earlier. Let me see if I can do this. Because again, here I am, just being stupid, missing out on things, making mistakes. This is the show, folks. Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome to my stupidity. This is our Tuesday nights. Let's see. If I didn't show that BC Rich Lynch guitar, by the way, I'll bring it on a future episode. But I thought I showed that one. I know I showed his snakeskin gunslinger. I have a few Lynch guitars that I haven't yet brought on. Let's see. What? God damn it.
Jay, you can actually you can scrub back. Any of you guys, you can scrub back and watch any part of tonight. I do hear what Dave was talking about, though. There was like an echo.
So what is it? You hear an echo from me?
It's from your side. It makes me sound like a stormtrooper sometimes. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
So wait, so if I say to you, these aren't the droids you're looking for, how do you sound?
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
That's probably going to sound really cool on the rewrite.
Well, that sounded fine.
All right, let's see. Someone asked me for a plug. I want to give it real quick. Let's see if I could find it. Talk about something quick, Johnny.
Everybody, if you're brand new, subscribe. Leave a subscription on the channel here. Leave a thumbs up. And what else? What else? What was everybody's favorite part of Comic-Con if you went?
When I left their presence. When I walked out of the room, that was everyone's favorite part of Comic-Con. Okay, so here's a quick plug. Anthony Esposito, who worked with Red Dragon Cartel and Lynch Mob, he has openings at his studio called Obscenic Arts. So you can Google this, OBSENIC Arts. His schedule is cleared for a while, and he's looking for clients. So if you know anyone that can help, or anyone, if I know anyone that can help or needs a studio right now, Obscenic Arts, you get to work with Anthony Esposito, worked with Red Dragon Cartel and Lynch Mob. That's some good credibility there.
Mm-hmm.
So just a quick little plug on the show, Obscenic Arts, OBSENIC Arts Studio. And you could tell them you heard it on the Johnny Beane Show. And that's your plug. Now everyone else is a paid sponsor. That's it. There we go. Okay.
What? Jay left?
Jay left what? Jay left the shit in the toilet? What?
I think
Jay
he left. See, there was the echo right there. I just heard it.
Oh, Jay called me bald chin. Okay. Hey, listen, my mother used to call me bald chin, but that's, it's a term of endearment. And Fruitcake Tony says he's a monster player too. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it was.
So who's a monster player? You talking the dude I was just talking about?
I don't know.
So what is it? What is it? Is he a guitarist? He's a session guitarist, I guess. Now Michael Smith says there's a big time echo now. I think there's something going on when you and I are alone in here and there's less people. Fruitcake Tony says Esposito. Okay, I got it. Mitch Heyman says, how do I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Being that I was on her show at various points for 2 seasons, I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus. But seriously, Julia's amazing. I mean, one of the nicest people ever to work, on a show for. And I never personally did scenes with her, but I've talked to her during lunch and on a personal level in another situation I won't talk about. But no, she's terrific. She's an incredible comedian, an incredible actor, and an incredible boss. So yeah, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is phenomenal. Okay, Tony says, okay, Esposito's a touring guitar player. That's what it is. So let me revamp that plug. If you need a touring guitar player, you can contact him through the name I gave. So he's worked with Red Dragon Cartel and Lynch Mob as a touring player. So little plug for you, brother.
Awesome.
So anyone in the chat have any questions about Comic-Con or NAMM?
So you were at Comic-Con during NAMM.
Yes.
So did you see anything? Did you see anything from NAMM, like over the internet? Anything?
No, I mean, here's the thing. I saw at NAMM, EVH released that line of guitars we talked about the week before, and I saw they have that black and yellow striped Van Halen guitar.
Yeah, the Bumblebee tribute.
Yeah, which did they have something like that already in their lineup?
They have a Frankenstein guitar.
Okay.
They have what they call the 78. They have 3 different ones.
Right, the white one,
which is the black and white one.
Right.
And then they have what's called the Stripe series, and they have one similar to that as a Stripe Series guitar.
That's black and yellow, but it's not exactly Eddie's Bumblebee. Okay.
It's very close, but no, it's not. It's not the same.
All right, so look, great that EVH came out with a closer replica and everything. But the fact is, Summer NAMM, the reason I don't go, the reason you don't go, the reason a lot of people don't go, it's a filler. There's really nothing announced there. I mean, if EVH Guitar says, hey, listen, we have a new black and yellow stripe guitar that instead of the stripes going this way, they go this way like Eddie's did. Great, but that's the big announcement. You go over to Winter NAMM, Charvel's 40th anniversary guitars are there. All the announcements from Fender. Gibson came out with their 60th anniversary guitar, and Kramer's back, and here's the whole new lineup, and all this stuff is being revealed, and every celebrity's there, and we're all there, and people come from around the world to be there, and they're all like, hey, man, did you see what sucked at Summer NAMM? Everything sucked at Summer NAMM. It's like, that's the conversation. There's nothing going on at Summer NAMM. There's nothing. What gets revealed at Summer NAMM? How many announcements do you see at Summer NAMM? Do you see Eddie Trunk broadcasting? Yeah, we're at Summer NAMM, and Johnny broadcasting Summer NAMM exclusive. No, because here's the exclusive. Summer NAMM sucks. It sucks. There's the exclusive. It's nothing to do there. Nothing appears there. Nothing gets revealed there. Someone introduces a new guitar pick. Well, our former guitar picks were orange. This one is blue. And that's a big step for our company of Tortex because we never usually have a blue pick in our lineup. What the fuck? Fuck your blue pick. I'll see you at Winter NAMM. We have fucking picks made of titanium. All the people that are at Winter NAMM are relevant. All the people at Summer NAMM are bored. I guarantee even Summer NAMM doesn't even have a basement of Japanese children hand carving garbage guitars. Winter NAMM has that. Nothing at Summer NAMM.
And that's your favorite part. I know.
Ben Coombs just said there were several new things at Summer NAMM, mostly pedals though. What pedals? What pedals were brand new at Summer NAMM that were so good? I mean, come on, man. Did they introduce the what is it, the pussy melter that Steel Panther uses? Satchel's pussy melter pedal? No, that was at Winter NAMM. Mm-hmm. The only pedal they introduce is a pedal tricycle. That's the only pedals that come out at Summer NAMM. Yeah, and what shows play at Summer NAMM? Winter NAMM, it's like, hey, Cinderella's playing and Rat's playing and Yngwie's playing, and you have to choose. Alex Skolnick's got a show, and I think Ozzy's making an appearance over there. And Winter NAMM, it's like, well, old Joe Mudfoot is appearing with his banjo band, and Emmett Otter is playing with his jug band, and the International Silverstream Submarine Band, they're playing, and oh yeah, Milli Vanilli has a headliner at Summer NAMM. No one's playing. There's no reason to go there. Even the food trucks don't show up for fucking Summer NAMM. No one cares.
Oh my gosh.
Even the employees don't want to be there. They're getting paid. They're that bored.
Wow. Well, Nesdal went one year, and he said he had a good time, but he's never been.
Dave.
Well, he's never been.
Dave doesn't have a good time anywhere. Listen, making toast excites Dave. I mean, come on, Summer NAMM. Who really enjoys that? Mitch Heyman says Joe Bonamessa was at Summer NAMM. Okay, and look, kudos to Joe Bonamessa, but the fact is, he's everywhere. I go to a garage sale that advertised there might be an electric guitar in there. I run into Joe Bonamessa. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. He goes to every concert. He's at every guitar show. if Howie opens that door right now, Joe Bonamessa is probably there. Joe Bonamessa, huge player, great guy, great collectible, but he's there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, he is everywhere. That's true.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, it's like, let's see, is Summer Nam just YouTuber Nam? Yes, Hugh Caldwell. That's exactly it. Right now, there's people that are like, I could get an Instagram photo here at Nam, and there's no crowds because no one's there. You just have a sign that says Nam, and you even adjust your camera frame to block out the word summer. So it just says Nam, and your frame is cut off. Even let me tell you something. Even Blue Rhino won't go to Summer Nam. Summer Nam sucks, Daddy. That's right, Blue Rhino. Summer Nam sucks. Nobody goes to Summer Nam. No, sir. That's right. Nobody. Not even Blue Rhino.
Wow.
Except Joe Bonamessa. Kudos to Joe.
Have you ever been to Nashville, though?
Have I ever been what?
Been to Nashville?
Nashville. Just as a city?
Oh.
Just as a city you're talking?
Hang on. I stepped on my cord. What?
You mean just as a city? Have I been to Nashville?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful city, lovely people.
Because it seems like people, they go to Summer Nam. I mean, this is just what I've seen. They go, and then you can basically see everything in like a couple hours, and then you spend the rest of the time just on the town,
No, listen, Nashville as a city is great. A lot of guys live there. A lot of guys record there. There's great food there. It's a nice city of people. But, look, the fact is, nobody cares. Even Johnny, hearing the word Summer Nam, is walking out his fucking door right now. He's like, I don't even want to fucking hear about Summer Nam. It's that stupid and irrelevant. Fucking Howie's scratching at the door. I don't want to hear about Summer Nam. Daddy, open the door. The chickens are all in the coop like this. Nobody cares about Summer Nam. Nobody cares. Howie's out the door. You're out the door. Winter Nam, now we're relevant. Jeez, I mean, we all go to Winter Nam. Winter Nam, everyone's there. There's concerts, there's shows, there's announcements, there's things going. It's like comparing Comic-Con to a garage sale. People come, 300,000 people and all celebrities come to Comic-Con. But Winter Nam, that's the Comic-Con of the industry. But Summer Nam, that's a fucking garage sale. No one cares. Let's see. Fruitcake Tony says, do I ever see Izzy Stradlin anywhere? Yeah, I see Izzy Stradlin over his wife.
Oh my God.
No, I don't see him anywhere. I would think I'd see him in town. Like a lot of guys hang out at the Rainbow sometimes. I'll go there. I'll see CeCe DeVille. I'll see Ron Jeremy. And you can't miss Ron Jeremy because he's got his dick on the table. You think he's eating a burrito, but it's his dick.
Gross.
Yeah, no, I don't see Izzy Stradlin. He's still alive. He's still relevant. Still an amazing player. But no, I don't see him usually around town. But he's probably just hanging out in places I don't.
Mm.
John Mancuta's nose says they quarantine the area during NAMM. Tourists with Namthrax all over. Namthrax, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's some bad stuff.
Let's see, what was this about Mark Slaughter? Someone said, was Mark Slaughter there? Mark lives in Vegas, to my knowledge. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Someone brought up Mark Slaughter. I'm not sure if he was at Summer NAMM, but if he was probably lost. or just meeting someone to pick something up, because Mark's smarter than that. And Mark's a great player, great vocalist, great guy. And yeah, he doesn't want to waste his time at Summer NAMM. He's too good for that. You know who goes to Summer NAMM? To be all fair, people that live in Nashville that probably just lost their job and they're depressed and they're bordering on suicide. They're out of a relationship recently. Wow, this sounds like me. People like that, and they're they go to NAMM to basically see that some people's lives are worse than theirs. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes sense. A lot of stars quit going to Tootsie's because their wives saw them with other women on webcam. What are you guys talking about in the chat? See, no one even wants to talk about Summer NAMM. They're talking about Tootsie's Strip Club, where they give you the Tootsie Roll. Yeah. Soda Pop says, it sounds like a country song. Do, 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 do. I went to Summer NAMM. Do, 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 do. 'Cause my life is in the can. Do, 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 do. My wife says I'm not much of a man. Do, 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 do. And from the school, my kid's been banned. Do, 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 do. Ain't nothing to do with Summer NAMM. Do, 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 do. Come on.
It's a catchy song.
Dog PA says LA has one tourist attraction. You can go to the Rainbow and see where Lemmy used to sit. Yeah, Lemmy used to always hang out at the Rainbow. And Joe Hervey says, get a guitar. I have a guitar. I brought this lovely guitar in. There you go.
There it is. That's what I was going to say earlier, though, about your internet. You know,
What?
The internet might be so drained because you got all those tourists just down the street, all taking pictures, of the the Chinese theater and all that.
Thank you, Mitch Heyman. Grumman's Chinese Theater.
Mm-hmm.
No, look, the internet is terrible here because no one in Hollywood wants their streets dug up for fiber optics. I do. I'll start out there with a fucking pickaxe if it gets me better internet. But no one around me wants the streets dug up and towers over there, and
Mm-hmm. Oh, because of traffic.
Yeah.
It'd make it even worse.
Yeah, I mean, well, LA traffic is a whole new fucking. It's like, just.
But you got all those birds now, right? Do you see those?
What
the
birds?
Scooters? The scooters?
Oh, this is great. Yeah, we got everything. We got birds. We got Lyft scooters. We have every Lime. We have every type of scooter, bicycle, unicycle, hang glider, fucking mini helicopter. We got that thing that Fred and Barney were fucking doing this, and the chopper thing's going over them over Bedrock. We got one of those. We got every fucking thing. We got big wheels. We got the green machine. We got fucking, you name it. We got it. Skateboards for rent. We got fucking one wheel things that you could fucking do upside down with handstands. We got every fucking thing you can imagine. Jet powered roller skates from Acme, just like the Coyote used to use. We have everything you can rent here, and you're tripping over them on the sidewalk. And somehow, with all that shit, there's still fucking enough traffic to make you take an hour to get from 3 blocks over to get a fucking taco. So, yeah, we got scooters up the ass.
Uh-huh.
Why do you ask?
Yeah, you would think they would help with the traffic, but I guess they just get in the way of everything.
Well, you know what the problem is? We have homeless people everywhere. So those people on scooters are like riding around tents, and it's at night. It's like a scene from Walking Dead. Give me a quarter. Yeah, there's tents everywhere. There's homeless everywhere. LA's like fucking like post-apocalyptic. Seriously, it's like fucking. I expect to see like Terminator robots in the street gunning people down, and Skynet fucking air carriers dropping Terminator robots off, and Mel Gibson driving away in a fucking high powered muscle car. I mean, it's like it's fucking Mad Max. It's like post apocalyptic here.
Mhm.
Just fucking A. Yeah, I remember a song Faster Pussycat did called Babylon. And the lines were, living in LA is so much fun. Boy, you was ugly and your girlfriend weighs a ton. Yeah, I remember that. Tube Supio says, same here in Baltimore, busted up scooters everywhere. Dude, we find fucking scooters in the weeds. They fucking throw scooters in the middle of the fucking street. Homeless people are stacking them up in their tents like they're worth something. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, look, in Europe, you go to Paris and there's scooters and there's mopeds and they're running around in them and it works. They don't have the traffic, they don't have the pollution, but somehow in LA, we have all that shit in the worst way. I don't know why it's not working, but it's like people, and the scooter people, they're like ballsy as hell, man. I mean, they're just like zipping through traffic, like, in lanes you shouldn't be. So it's like car, motorcycle, scooter, crisscrossing in some sort of weaving pattern that, like, you're like, holy shit, you're not wearing a helmet, and fucking arms flying around. And I don't know how the fuck it's working, but somehow we still have traffic and smog. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, Joe Hervey 84 says LA sounds sexy. Yeah, it sounds about as sexy as Sam Kinnison's hairy ass crack. It's that kind of sexy.
Gross.
Yeah, we have mass transit in LA and still traffic, but Vista Light says. You know what the problem is? We still haven't gotten enough subways because we're an earthquake area. So like they've got to be made certain ways and very carefully. And then let's see. Soda says, when's the next wave of rock gonna hit? Rock is in rock music. Let's see. As soon as I get my DeLorean dialed back to 1992, just as Nirvana started fucking us, that's when the next wave of rock is gonna hit. Because no one plays instruments anymore other than us. So I don't know. When's Jay Hannon coming out with his new album?
Pretty soon.
Because that's as good as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
No, look, there's some bands. Jokes aside, there's some bands out there keeping the flame alive. I think what is it? Crazy Licks is a band I like. Steel Panther I like. Trailer Park Vampire I like. Trying to think. There's another band. Someone sent me their demo, and it's really good. It's not even a demo. It was published, but it's not like where are you going to get exposure nowadays, other than the Johnny Beane broadcast.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. By the way, please leave thumbs up and subscribe. Go on my Facebook, Jonathan Mancuda, if you want to watch the fun photos I took over at Comic-Con.
I saw them. I think I left your thumbs ups over there. They're great. And
Headstock Harem brings up a good point. Bands like LA Guns, they're in a resurgence. They're still going. You have Tracy Guns, a friend of mine, monster player, and LA Guns is terrific live. If you get a chance to see LA Guns, they're terrific. Nerd Halen, cover band, comedy show, mixed together, great live. There's a couple of bands that still play out. Ted Poley is great to see live. Soda Pop says Tracy is killer. Tracy's a monster fucking player. During the real NAMM, Winter NAMM, winter's coming. During Winter NAMM, Tracy played Crazy Train during the Randy Rhoads tribute show.
Mhm.
He's one of like, I think 2 people I've ever seen that played it just note for note, exactly perfect. And if you've played Crazy Train, trying to play it exactly like Randy, it's hard. You can play a variation of it. You can play it real well. But to get it spot fucking on, Tracy Guns can do that. If you get a chance to see LA Guns, go see them, man. They're terrific.
Cool. Hey, Absolute Man. Hey, man. Hey, now. Yeah,
Hey, now.
I talked to Tracy Guns on a podcast one time. I called in. He was on a podcast, and I called in and I talked to him live. This was probably like 3 years ago.
He lives right by me. He's a great guy.
And he was cool. He was cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, he was really cool. Really cool.
He didn't bowl you over at NAMM like Phil Collins.
Man, that guy's tough, man.
Dog PA says he's going to start a retirement home for 80s bands where they have walker and wheelchair service to the stage. Bands and bands with hospital services on site. You know, it's really funny. This is something that CCville and I were talking about once. He's like, I used to go and have a show. I'd have a Poison show, and backstage were all these girls waiting for me, and they're throwing their panties at me. And now I get hit in the head with these bloomers that are like a flag, and they're this big, and it's from the same girls, but they're like 65 years old and 400 pounds, and they still want to sleep with me. And I run to the bus. Those big fucking granny bloomers this big.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's great. Soda says, John, get Tracy on the show. I don't know. Hey, listen, Tracy's very welcome on the show if he wants to come on. Tracy to have a good time. We'll put him on the same day that Rob comes on, and Rob can interview him. And it'll be like a monologue from Tracy. So it'll just be Tracy talking, and you'll just hear moments of silence with Tracy nodding. And then Tracy will answer a question. You have no idea what he was just asked. It'll be great. We'll do a split screen, and you just see Rob like this. And that's it. And then Tracy will go, yeah, on that song, we did use an old Marshall Plexi, and I had a 60 Les Paul that I had modded for that beginning part. And you'll be like, what? And Rob will be like, yeah. But Rob probably is going to kick my ass at this point. I'm going to hire a bodyguard now, because now Rob is going to pull a Miyagi on me, and he's just going to like take a chopstick and remove my testicles. Just like, I told you not to talk about me.
Rob would make a great bodyguard. You should probably tell him first.
Because you'd never suspect him. You know, Rob's not a big guy, but he's lethal. He's like a Derringer, you know, like one of those little pocket guns. You know, you're thinking, oh, what do you got to do with that? And then someone's missing a head. You know? Yeah, no, I mean, he'll totally pull a David Lee Roth and, you know, might as well jump. And during the split, he'll knock my jaw out of whack. It's great. Good times. Hi, Laverna 595. What are you up to tonight?
Hi. Hey, Laverna. Welcome.
Yeah. She was actually in the chat talking about Buckethead versus Van Halen. I don't know how that's going to do.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Rob's going to put me in hospital. Like I said, I'm going to be in a body cast next week, and he's going to be like, don't ever talk about my microphone or lack thereof.
No, we wouldn't hear that.
Yeah, exactly. You're just going to see it. You're just going to see me in bandages. You won't hear any conversation. It'll just be, oh, kick my ass. Oh, kick my ass. I'll be in traction, and Rob will just be talking, and you won't hear a word. So you'll just hear muffle, silence, muffle, silence. It'll be a great episode.
Uh-huh.
Headstock Harem says Tracy Guns uses a head rush like me. Killer machine. I've never tried one. Soda says you can't talk to girls. Johnny, do you talk to girls?
I talk to everybody.
I don't know. Soda said hi to Laverna.
Mm-hmm. I said hi.
Nice girls in the audience.
I said hey. Welcome.
Yeah. Johnny's already in. Laverna's thinking, Johnny Beane, he would be a good date.
Now watch, Nesdal's going to pop back on.
He's got the, what are you guys talking about? What garbage is this? Talk about guitars. We are talking about guitar. We're talking about bands. Talk about 80s bands. Laverna says, show us your skills. You're talking about Rob's Kung Fu or?
Mm-hmm. Kung Fu skills.
There you go. Brett McCord says women are nice to talk to. Depends on the woman. Leggy Flux wants to see the Jackson again. This was tonight's show and tell guitar. You guys can watch the rerun later. San Dimas, beautiful Jackson. Every week, every Tuesday, I have a show and tell guitar. This was this week's.
That's cool. Oh, it's a neck through too. I didn't notice that.
Well, Jackson soloists are neck through. The Dinkies are not. The Dinkies are the bolt-ons. And Soda wants to know, Johnny, what guitar is behind you?
That is my Kramer. That's my first real guitar right there.
Was that like an 82, 83? I see the beak neck.
It's probably
84 actually.
It's probably it's probably an 83 neck, but it's well actually it's probably an 80. It's a focus body, so it's not, the guitar wasn't, I threw it together, but it's definitely it's early 80s, both parts.
Yeah, Laverna wants a guitar battle between us, between me and Johnny. Johnny will kick my ass. I stopped playing for 20 years. I'm so far behind in skill to Johnny, it's ridiculous. Dog PA says, is that Kiesel orange? Yours. Yeah, Kiesel black is gray. Kiesel white is yellow. It's like Kiesel took a box of Crayola 64s and just switched all the labels. So the cornflower blue is on the sky blue.
Oh, man.
The red is on the pink. Nice. Nightbot says, leave us a voicemail and we will play it on the live shows. Johnny, get any interesting voicemails last week while I was gone?
I got one voicemail. Somebody, I think they were talking to Nesdal. Somebody keeps calling, leaving messages for Dave.
This is the IRS. You're behind on your payments. We will be repossessing your house if your payments are not made. Again, this is the IRS. Please return our call. So how do you know that was for Dave? Oh, right. It's the IRS.
Mm-hmm. And they said Dave.
Yeah, Soda says, I'm just a toddler in more ways than others. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm hung like a toddler.
Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. Mm-hmm. That is not that, but it is true that you guys can leave us voicemails.
We've gotten some doozies, actually. Play my favorite one, Johnny.
Oh, I'd have to find it.
I love.
When was that?
I just love that one. There's a couple of really good ones we've gotten, really fun voice messages, but one or two really stick out. Joe Hervey's asking about my penis. There's not much to talk about. Trust me. The Moyle took the lawyer's percentage of it. I assure you.
Oh my gosh.
Dog PA says the voicemail was, Dave, it's Dave. Let me in. I got the stuff. I love you too, Soda.
Man. I know what I'll do, actually. I'm going to have to save some of these, but I'll actually save them. I'll actually have them basically on a, like where I can just go to them and just play them. You know? I'll do that. So starting next week. Next week, I'll have that. But you guys can leave us a voicemail anytime during the week. Day or night, anytime. Where's the number?
Here's kind of what it sounds like. Johnny looks at his phone. Beep. Yeah, Johnny, the show sucked. Beep. Johnny, get rid of Mancuda. Beep. This is your lawyer calling. We're getting another lawsuit. Beep. The restraining order is still in effect, Mr. Beane. Beep. This is the messages we get.
But in between those, we do get good ones.
Yeah, and then there's the one from Rob, which sounds like beep.
It also sounds like this.
Oh, Rob, I love you. I do love you, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll never.
I'm only having a little fun because Rob can't say anything back to me. Not because he's not here, but because if he was here, he still couldn't say anything back.
Oh my gosh!
And now I'm gonna get a hate letter from his girlfriend. Who I love, Van Jalen. I love.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome. But yeah, you guys, yeah, there's the number. I had it there. There it is. You guys can call that number anytime. It won't wake me up, you know.
There you go.
Leave a voicemail, and if you want it played over the air, you know, leave a good one.
Yeah, like if you're at a truck stop glory hole and you have nothing to do while you're being serviced, call the Johnny Beane hotline. Just let us know how you're doing.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
it says he wants me to imitate Paul Stanley. It's not as fun without Nesdall here because Dave does this spot on Gene Simmons, you know. Unless he means fuck Paul Stanley. Should I be fucking Paul? When he says do Paul Stanley, I think he means just imitate him, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think that's what he meant. I hope. Jeez. All right. Glory hole hype. All right, kids. Let's see. What do you think, Johnny? Are we good?
I think yeah.
I think we've beaten this show to death tonight.
Yeah, I'm nervous now.
Beaten it to death. You're nervous. I got Rob at my door with a gun.
Oh no.
He's got a set of nunchucks he wants to wrap around my head.
Man. Cool.
Well, we had a fun show tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed the show earlier. And then of course we dragged it out too long, but hey, we don't get paid for this, so all good.
Yeah, so make sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
Hit the thumbs up.
Hit the thumbs up.
At least for the first half of the show.
There's the thumbs right there.
Check out my Facebook. Send me a friend request if you're bored. Send me a subpoena if you hate me.
There we go. Leave a thumbs up. We're up to 69, it looks like. 70.
70 subscribers. The show's on a roll.
There's the link right there to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel.
Sean Zimmerman, I do beat something to death just in the shower. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. Dog PA says, my dad always told me if it's free, it always costs you something. And this show costs you 2+ hours of your life you'll never get back. See you next week.
Yeah. Yeah, this is 2 hours. I'll never get back.
And thank you guys in the audience. Jokes aside, you know we love you guys. We love our fans. We love our friends. We love comments. We love messages. And I apologize for everyone I've offended in the last 2+ hours of the show, which is probably everyone. Ha ha.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. I think
We'll see you next Tuesday, everyone.
yes. All right. Everybody, thanks for watching. John, awesome.
Have a good night, Johnny.
Have a good night, man. I'm glad Comic-Con was a win.
Comic-Con was fun, and now I'm back in LA to the miserable life I lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett McCord, you rock too. Joe Hervey, thank you, brother. You guys are all awesome. Seriously, we love our audience. I can't stress that enough, how much we love you guys. Really.
Yeah.
Dog PA, no, you rock. All right, we're out. We're out of here. Johnny, Irish goodbye.